Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
What's going on, folks? It's Ghost here once again for another edition of True Capitalist Radio. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 35 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about, but if you happen to have been invested in the equities markets today, you should have, at the very least, made some serious capital. Just as I have. The markets are reacting to, these reports of economic data that are coming out. We're going to talk about all that in a second. Not to mention that the Arab OPEC League, or one of these Arab leagues, are getting together and actually having Hugo Chavez as some sort of mediator between Muammar Gaddafi and the Arab League or OPEC or something of that nature. We're going to talk about all that in a second, folks. Anyway, it's been a great day in the markets. At about 1 o'clock this afternoon, I was looking at the markets, looking at the True Capitalist portfolio, and I was like, you know what? It's time to start drinking. Oh, yeah, it's time to start drinking, for Christ's sake. And so I've been sipping on the sauce for a little bit. So if you happen to hear me kind of and kind of, stumble over my own tongue like John Edwards trying to explain how to cheat on a dying wife with cancer, well, you got to excuse me on that today because, I'm making money. And when you're making money, you feel good. You want to feel even better. You want to reap the rewards of making that capital. Oh, geez, I just love it, man. I love being a capitalist, man. Damn, it feels good to be a capitalist. It feels good to be a winner. Anyway, folks, for all the individuals that are tuning in live with me, I want to thank you for tuning in. Please, if you could, retweet the program, spread it around like wildfire, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. If you could please just spread around the broadcast and tell everybody you know that we are live right here, right now, on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And at the same time, you can chat with us, they can kick back with us, they can chill with us. We're here from 4 to 7 p.m. every single Monday through Friday. So since you're live and you're chilling with me right now, just go ahead and, hook a brother up, if you will. You know what I'm talking about? Hook a brother up. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the markets, and then once we get all that done, we're going to talk about other things. But the Dow Jones Industrial was up on the plus side tremendously. It was a great day for day trading, great day for regular investors, great day for everybody that was invested in the equities markets. That's why I'm saying, folks, if you're an investor that, is in for the long term, you're going to see these kinds of roller coaster rides. But if you're a day trader or a short-term trader, these types of days might kind of give you a little heart palpitation, if you will. Anyway, the Dow Jones Industrials closed out today 191.40 on the plus side. That's right, 191 points, almost 191.5 points up on the plus side of the Dow Jones Industrials, a change of 1.59% on the positive, closing out at 12,258.20 on the Dow Jones Industrials. The S&P 500, folks, closing up 22.53 points, an increase of 1.72% on the upside, and the S&P 500 closed out today at 1,330.97. Man, everybody was just reaping the benefits, weren't they? I hope you're drinking, baby. I hope you're drinking. Anyway, NASDAQ closed on the plus side, of course. It was up over 50.5 points, an increase of 1.84%. And let me tell you something, the NASDAQ closed out today at 2,798.74. So once again, all the equities people, all the equities investors, man, you know what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and drink here. Now, I told you that I got an email from Miller Coors telling me to stop promoting their beer, but since I've got people hooked on this kind of thing, I mean, this has become part of the show to have a Negra. You know what I'm talking about? And for all you folks that don't know what a Negra is, go back in the archive. All right, go back in the damn archive, blogtalkradio.com/ghost, and you'll figure it out. Or do a YouTube search. You'll figure it out. Do a damn YouTube search. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and crack open another Negra. But the thing is, folks, is that when I went to go to this little store out here in Austin, Texas, right before I go into my office, when I went to go get a Negra, they're no longer Negras. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a coincidence that it's no longer Black History Month, and now all of a sudden, there's no more Negras on the can of the I'm not going to say the name anymore, but the cans that used to have there's no more Negras is what I'm saying. For all the regular listeners, there's no more Negras, all right? Now, they don't have a Weta on there, all right? I know that, the Mexicans, no, it's not back to Wetas. No. Right now, I'm looking at the can, and it looks like some ethnically ambiguous bimbo, if that makes any kind of a sense. I mean, it's like some kind of ethnically ambiguous bimbo on the can now. You don't know if she's like Puerto Rican or if she's a little African, to a certain extent. You don't know if she's white, you don't know if she's kind of a little Oriental. I mean, there's an ethnically ambiguous broad now on the can of the Negras. So I don't even know what to call this. I mean, because it's not a white chick per se, even though she's presenting herself as some kind of a white chick. But now, I mean, on the what used to be called the Negras, folks, it's just some ethnically ambiguous broad. I'm not joking. This is not somebody you can call black, somebody you can call white, somebody you can call Mexican, somebody you can call Oriental. It's like those broads they're trying to show us on the advertising, believe it or not. If you look at all the mainstream advertising, haven't you noticed? There's a lot of ethnically ambiguous people trying to plug you the burgers and soft drinks and all this other crap. I mean, it's just pathetic. But it's good to see that Negras are now starting. I guess they heard what we were saying. I guess maybe that's why Miller Coors emailed me. They heard what we were saying here. All right. They heard what we were saying. They were like, "Oh man, they're calling us Negras, man." I mean, I remember when the Mexicans used to call us Wetas. We got to do something. I mean, they were out there in some kind of a damn executive advertising board meeting, and they were like, "I got an idea. We have to have ethnically ambiguous women on our packaging, and that will get more sales and have the stigma of a quote-unquote Negra completely decimated from people's minds." But anyway, folks, there is an ethnically ambiguous broad. I'm going to go ahead and crack open another, I don't know, I can't call it a Negra, I can't call it a Wetas, I don't even know what the hell to call it. I'm just going to crack open this damn, I'm going to call it Billy Carter beer now, because I don't know what to call it, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the point. I guess that's why they email me. They're trying to say, hey, you can't call it Negra, hey, you can't call it Weta. Jesus Christ. Here, let me go ahead and crack this open. Cheers to everybody out there that made some serious money today on the equities markets, folks. Cheers. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, folks, the equities markets on the plus side, there's a lot of different factors for that. There was increase in earnings today. There was economic data that we're going to talk about that spurred investors to go ahead and just start putting back in on the equities. So we're going to talk about all that in a minute. Let's go ahead and get to commodities before we get into anything else. Now, there was a major sell-off on commodities. And any investor would have expected this because, the reason there was a sell-off is everybody saw those gains. They were trying to basically sell those gains off and put those positions in these equities markets that were going up the roof. I mean, what almost 200-point gain today on the Dow Jones Industrial, for Christ's sake. So, I mean, it's only logical for an investor to say, hey, I made some major gains in the commodities markets here recently. Let me go ahead and sell those off and put those positions in something in the equities and see if I can get something going on here. So obviously there were some major sell-offs in the commodities markets, but don't worry, folks, I'm long-term on the commodities markets. Even though they've got, what the hell, that fat bastard down there, and Hugo Chavez, that burrito-eating bastard, they got this guy supposedly mediating between the OPEC Arab League, countries or something, and Muammar Gaddafi. They're negotiating some kind of an agreement for, whatever. This guy's going to go into exile. I don't know. That's the preliminary talk, but it's so, it's not so preliminary for it to break mainstream news, so that's why we're reporting it. That's why you've got investors right now kind of laxing on their speculation on oil at this point in time. They're laxing because they feel that this little negotiation that's happening with the Arab League of Nations or OPEC or whatever little organization that brings these Arab countries together, they actually have Hugo Chavez, this communist, burrito-eating, Fidel Castro, ball-licking piece of garbage actually mediating between Muammar Gaddafi and the group of Arab nations. So this is why speculators and investors are selling off on the commodities. Brent crude today was down. Brent crude today was down $1.77, a change of 1.52%. It closed out at a price today of $114.58. $114.58. Gas futures sold off, believe it or not. So, what does this mean, that we're going to have lower gas prices? I don't think so. But gas futures still sold off today. It was minus $6.25. Heating oil futures were down 82 cents. Natural gas futures were down 3 cents. Now, the sweet crude oil took a hit today also, but it still didn't go down under $100. It still did not go down under $100 a barrel. So sweet crude is $101.90. It only went down today 33 cents. So sweet crude, even though the commodity sold off, is still considerably high. So be expecting those gas prices, and anybody who's invested in any sector where gas prices or the increase in crude oil is going to affect your positions in certain equities, I would look into those and see how that's going to affect your positions. Anyway, let's go to the agricultural commodities. Canola oil up $6 today. Cocoa futures, folks. Let me tell you something. I've been saying this about the Ivory Coast, about how this bastard that was unelected as president just doesn't want to step down, and, people are just being upset. They're pissed. It's civil unrest out there in the Ivory Coast, and the Ivory Coast is the majority supplier of cocoa, which is the crux, which is the basic main ingredient for chocolate. And as we have been saying that the destabilization in the Ivory Coast, because of this president not wanting to step down, is increasing the price of cocoa, I don't think people are really understanding how serious this is. I mean, if you're a sweet-toothed bastard, if you're some asshole that has to, put a goddamn couple of candy bars down your hole a day, This is obviously affecting your pocketbook on top of the increase in gas prices. Because we have reports today that say that there's so much civil unrest out there in the Ivory Coast that civil war is pretty much erupted. I mean, they pretty much said, hey, it's a civil war down there. The French are actually considering going in there and, acting as some sort of mediator or peacekeepers or something of that nature. I mean, it's getting that serious out there in the Ivory Coast. And as a result of all that unrest, what happened? All right? What happened? The increase in cocoa futures have gone up and up and up and up. I mean, there's only been a few days for the past 3 or 4 weeks where we've had any kind of sell-off on cocoa futures. But today they're up once again. They're up $69, an increase of 1.88%, folks. So if you happen to be a chocolate freak, if you happen to be, these people that have to have chocolates in your gullet, I feel sorry for your ass. That's all I got to say. And I don't see this goddamn Ivory Coast situation settling down, nor do I see the demand of chocolate going down either. But anyway, let's move on. Coffee futures are up $5.20. Everybody's wanting to live large. I mean, you have to understand that in emerging markets throughout the international community, not only are people going to want the finer commodities, but they're going to need some kind of a legal drug to stay awake and stay productive so they can work and continue to have this lavish life. So we're going to see coffee fluctuate on these pluses and minuses. I mean, it's been rather going up on the plus side. There's been a few days of sell-offs, but today it's up $5.20, an increase of 1.93%. Corn futures, folks, we've seen fluctuations in the corn futures because, like I said, the scarcity of corn is because of this government investment of corn ethanol as an alternative to gasoline. It's been a complete and utter failure. It's been a failure, and yet our government continues to subsidize this idea of turning corn into ethanol, into some sort of fuel that fuels our gas-guzzling automobiles. And it's just not working, folks. It's causing a scarcity in corn. As you've heard in the past couple of weeks, we've seen all-time highs. We're still near those all-time highs. We're seeing sell-offs and buybacks. Anyway, corn today is up $15.25. Cotton, folks, we're at all-time highs on cotton, so if you like to go out and buy the new threads, you like to have the new Dolce & Gabbana, glasses, you like to have the threads of Armani jeans, Abercrombie Fitch, all that stupid nonsense. You like all that crap. If you like all that crap, it's going to cost you a lot more money here in the next couple of months, even going into the holiday season, because cotton is at an all-time high right now, folks. It's even up today. It's an increase of $5.10, and increase today alone. Cotton increased today alone 2.54%. Wheat futures, once again, folks, if you would have listened to us on the True Capitalist radio program a long time ago, actually in the beginning, you would have speculated, because Ghost basically speculated for your ass, that commodities were not only going to increase based upon the demand of emerging markets, but because we saw this Arctic disturbance in the atmosphere in certain parts of America, we were going to see scarcity in commodities that were grown in these regions. And scarcity did happen, folks, as we saw in the wheat market, we saw in other commodities. Wheat specifically has gone through the roof. And every time I see wheat futures going higher and higher, folks, my heart breaks. It breaks, man. It makes me want to, do the, Macarena or something and, sing the cucaracha. Because when I see wheat futures, they were up today, $8.25. It's continuing to increase. I think about all the Mexicans that, have to go out and how are they going to buy their tortillas? How are they going to make their tortillas out here? If we got wheat futures going up, if we've got corn futures going up, it makes me sick. How are these Mexicans going to be able to buy their tortillas for their goddamn taco? How are they going to make it? I don't get it. Anyway, wheat futures continue to go up because of the scarcity of the Arctic disturbances that have disrupted the crop growth throughout the nation here in America. Sugar is up, folks, and the reason sugar is up because of demand, and we've had a lot of disturbances in the regions that produce sugar also, folks. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news, but we've had a lot of monsoons. We've had a lot of, unbelievable floods, rains. We've had tsunamis in some parts of the areas of the equator. We've had earthquakes. A lot of things that are affecting sugar on top of the fact that we're having increased demand throughout the world. Sugar is increasing steadily as we continue to report on it. It's up 21 cents, an increase of 0.69%. Lumber futures are up once again, folks. We saw gradual sell-offs in those. They're up once again because of the economy and the economic data, and everybody's feeding into the economic data that's coming out. Makes them a little bit more optimistic on the economy. As a matter of fact, we've got a lot of reports come out that people believe that this is the bottom of the real estate market. So this is why lumber futures took a spike today, up $10, an increase of 3.28%. Oat futures, just as what happened in the wheat futures, oat futures today are just as scarce as all these other commodities that were hit by this Arctic blast throughout America. There's an increase on those, $4 today, increase of 1.03%. Soybean futures, folks, soybean futures are down 30.3. They're only down 3 cents. Not down much, just kind of flat today. Wool futures, we've been seeing a steady upstream. We've been seeing a steady spike upward towards wool, but we've seen a sell-off today. It's down $13, a change of 1.09%. Now, can we go down to the metals market, please? Now, I know that we saw a serious sell-off in metals, but we've had dramatic gains within the past several days throughout this week. Dramatic gains. So you knew that people that had these gains in metal markets were going to sell off, put them in the dramatic gains that we're having today in the equities market. I mean, an increase of almost 200 points in the Dow Jones Industrials, and the other markets had considerable gains. You know as well as I, any true investor or day trader or anybody who's in this game of capitalism is going to, take out their positions that they've capitalized on and move them into other positions so they can continue to profit. And this is the result of the sell-offs in the metals market. The copper futures went down modestly today. They weren't as down as they have been because of the all-time highs in copper. They were down 30 cents today. Gold, oh man, everybody sold off their gold futures today. They were like trying to move those positions into the equities, and it showed. Gold is down $21.10 today, a decrease of 1.47%, although gold is still over $1,400 a troy ounce. It closed out today at stumbling over my own tongue here. God, get it straight! It closed out today at $1,416.60, a change of, on the downside, of 1.47%. Excuse me, folks. I'm looking at this ethnically ambiguous bimbo on this can here of this beer, and I have to take a drink out of it. I'm sorry, I haven't taken a drink out of this new can. Last month, like I said, I don't know if it was because of Black History Month, they had a black model on this beer can. They had a black model on the beer can here. It's what they used to call Wettas. I'm not going to say the name of the beer because the name of the beer company emailed me and said they didn't really appreciate me talking about their beer. But, I'm still going to use the name Wettas. So for all you people that know what Wettas are, we were talking about that. And if you don't know, just do a YouTube search about Ghost Capitalist or, take a look at the archive. I mean, you'll figure it out. But now they don't have a black bimbo on the can anymore. Now they have a damn ethnically ambiguous bimbo. And I can't tell what the hell she is. I mean, she looks a little, Mexican, Puerto Rican, a little Orientals, a little... I mean, there's a little black in there or something. I don't know. She looks like some, ethnically ambiguous sperm shake that happened to have, been test tubed on some. I don't want to get with. Anyway, the bottom line is that I'm still drinking it. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, everybody. Hopefully everybody out there that's listening in capitalize on today's markets. I'm chugging some beer. Hopefully you have some libations, whatever you like. Here you go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. But anyway, gold was down considerably today, but I'm still long-term on gold, folks. This was just optimistic perspective from investors. And not only that, when investors see the futures, the Dow Jones Industrial and the NASDAQ futures early in the morning before the opening bell, when they start seeing them on the plus side, there's a little bit of optimism that comes into them. And they actually believe that they can kind of sell off their positions in other financial instruments to try to, get some of these equity gains. And this is what happens. I mean, this is the typical seesaw of how things go. If equities are up, commodities are going to be down. Commodities are up, equities are going to be down. Anyway, there was also a sell-off on silver futures. Silver was down 64 cents today, a change of 1.85%. Now, let's go down to the livestock. Live cattle futures, folks, are increasing. We've been saying that live cattle futures have been, kind of steadily holding flat, maybe going on the negative side more than the positive side. Well, they're up now. They are up, and it's because of the increased demand of emerging markets. Now, what people don't understand about emerging markets, that means that there are other areas on the globe that are emerging out of either third world status or whatever status they were in previous to modernity, previous to the economic embracement of the global model. This is before this. Now these emerging markets are embracing the global economic model, and they're prospering. And as a result, they're building a middle class, and all over the world they're building new middle classes. People are prospering. There's businesses hopping out everywhere. And as a result, because people are making more money, they want to live large, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? They want to live large. They want to eat 3 or 4 inch steaks. You know what I'm talking about? They want buckets of cheese. They want mashed potatoes. You know what I'm talking about? They want to live large like a capitalist. I mean, if anybody knows me, they know that I'm a damn capitalist. I like to live large, baby. I like to, live it up. And if you're a capitalist, you're making your money no matter what part of the world you're living in, you deserve it too. All right? No matter what part of the world you're living in, if you're a capitalist, baby, you deserve whatever you get. Whatever you get, you deserve. Yeah. But anyway, live cattle futures are up $2.80 today, an increase of 2.50%. That's a dramatic increase on live cattle futures. And the reason I've been discussing that because for the past several weeks, we've seen live cattle futures kind of lay flat, but we've still seen an increase at the grocery store of our steaks and our cheeseburgers and our hamburger meat. Why? Well, if you've been listening to the True Capitalist radio broadcast, you will know that the increase is coming in on the live cattle feeder futures. Yeah, what they feed the cattle is actually costing more than the goddamn cattle itself. Now, why are the cattle feeder futures costing more than the actual cattle? Because, well, if you would have heard the synopsis of the commodities markets today, wheat, corn, and every other commodity is going up the roof, and a lot of these commodities are also components in cattle feeder futures. So you need corn and wheat thrown in this damn cattle feeder so that you can feed these cows so you can have these 3-inch cut steaks and prime rib and the good stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody likes to live large like ghosts. I hope you do. If you don't, you're a damn fool. You're only torturing yourself. You're only torturing yourself if you don't live large, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, cattle feeder futures are up once again. It's been a constant, uphill on cattle feeder futures. They're up $1.17, an increase of 0.88%. And lean hog futures, folks, for all you people that love those pig, and let me tell you, I like a good ham bone, every now and then, if you know what I'm talking about. They were up today, lean hog futures up a quarter. And anyway, that's the market, folks. I mean, that's the markets for your ass, for everybody who's investing. Now, let's go ahead and take a glance of the True Capitalist portfolio. For all the individuals that have been listening to the True Capitalist Radio Show, if you've been entertaining any of the picks that yours truly has been putting out, you should be fairly out considerably nicely. Now, let's go ahead and review what we were talking about. Now, today, early this morning, if you would have been following me on Twitter, my Twitter account is Ghost Politics. All one word, no underscores. Ghost Politics. If you'd have been following me on Ghost Politics, you would have seen early this morning, a couple of minutes after the bell opened, I bought some shares, or I added to the True Capitalist portfolio, Valero, which is a gas company out here in Texas. There's a bunch of Valeros all over Texas, if you happen to be knowing them. Anyway, I think this is an undervalued stock considering that this is an energy company. This is a gasoline company. I put the buy in today, and I was able to snag some, the shares for the True Capitalist portfolio at $27. All right, $27 early this morning. If you'd have been listening or at least seeing the True Capitalist Twitter account, you would have possibly got in on this play anywhere between the range of $27, $27.10, $27.20. Anyway, folks, it closed out today at $28.98, baby. Woo! You're damn right, baby. It closed out today at $28.98. And you want to know why? Because, first of all, I anticipated earnings, and as the as a matter of fact, as the opening bell rang, the earnings came out. And luckily, I was able to get it at $27. But even if you would have just heard the True Capitalist Twitter, if you would have been following it and seen the buy, you would have still been able to grab it up at about $27.20, 30, 40 cents, 50 cents, even 60 cents. But today it closed out $28.98. Yeah! That's all I got to say, man. And that was an increase today on my money. That was just an increase of 7.73%. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Hey, while energy was going down today, I was still making money on the energy market, baby. Oh, yeah. And let's continue on, shall we? Amerigroup, folks, which is one of these health industry-based subsidy companies that basically deals with the POW in America when it comes to these goddamn Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security subsidies so they can go out and get healthy. Anyway, Amerigroup, fits right up that alley. We put a buy-in on Amerigroup, symbol AGP. Symbol AGP. February 18th, we put a buy-in. We added it to the True Capitalist portfolio at $55.85. That's when we added it. February 18th, $55.85. Today, it closed out on the upside. Today alone, $1.16. It closed up on the upside. You made $1.16 per share today, an increase of 2.01%. And the price today, how much is it? I mean, we went for a buy on February 18th at $55.85. $55.85 on February 18th. Well, how much is it today? $58.83, baby. Yeah! Woo! I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm a winner. I got the tiger blood going on. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a winner going on. Anyway, hopefully you got in on some of that. I'm still bullish on that one, believe it or not. I'm not gonna hype the stock. Whether you believe me or not, you look in, you do the research, you like it, invest in it. If not, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's go on. Coke, symbol COKE. We were bullish on Coke February 4th. And if you would have listened to us, you would have got in at about $53.16 on February 4th, give or take some cents on that time. When we were bullish on it, it was $53.16. Guess how much it is today? Just take a guess. Just take a damn guess. Huh? $58.36. $58.36. All right? Let me tell you, if you would have listened to us on February 4th and hold the stock, up until now, you would be up 9.78% on your money. 10% on your damn money. You're listening to the True Capitalist radio broadcast. All right? Now, let's go to Cisco, shall we? Cisco is taking a dive. Now, I know that there's a lot of sell-off on tech. There's a lot of reason behind that. I'm still long-term on Cisco. There's no way Cisco is staying at these low prices. This is a major component in the tech industry. It's got longevity. There's a lot of money backing this up. There's no way Cisco is staying at these prices. We're down, about 30%. Or excuse me, 30%. We're not down 30%. We're down 0.30%, which is basically, if you would have accumulated Cisco February 17th, well, you would have got it at $18.59. It's down today. It closed out at $18.54. So we're down about $50. All right, but I'm still long-term on Cisco. Those are good buys right there. Those are good buys. If you know nothing about the stock market and you just want to buy long-term, Cisco's a good stock. But I'm still long-term. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, man, that's the fluctuation of the market, ass clown. Anyway, let's continue on. Dell Computer. Dell Computer, folks, is when we were bullish on it on February 16th, we put a buy in. It was priced $4.02. $4.02 the price was on February 16th when we were bullish on it. Today it closed out at $15.73. Oh my God! I mean, good God! I mean, listening to Ghost is like making freaking money. If you would have listened to us then, you would be up 12.20% on your freaking money. Can you believe that? 12.20% on your goddamn money. I mean, that's on Dell Computer when we were bullish on it February 16th. All right, let's continue on, shall we? GE, because it's a major Dow component and it actually fluctuates with the skittish investor, we're down on that about 0.20%. But what gives? Who cares? That's the thing about diversifying your portfolio. You gotta give and take. You gotta diversify. I'm still buy on GE. I'm still long term on this. The president of GE is the chairman of the Presidential Jobs Creation Board that Barack Obama made. That GE was recapitalized on taxpayer dollars. That company ain't going nowhere. All right. So these are good buys right now. Let's go to the other health stock that I put a buy-in on. Let's go to the other health stock, which is called HealthSpring. We put a buy-in on that on the same day that we put in a buy on Amerigroup. HealthSpring is symbol HS. When we put a buy-in on February 18th, it was $34.15. Today, it closed out at $37.94. Oh, my God. And if you would have listened to us back then, you would be up 11.10% on your goddamn money. Woo! I mean, come on, man. I mean, seriously, folks. Seriously. I mean, what makes me sick is that, you people that are sitting out there listening, you're not really listening. If you were listening, you'd be making some freaking money out here. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, Intel. Today, we've been seeing some fluctuation on Intel, still long-term on Intel, folks. I don't think Intel's going anywhere. They're sitting on some major capital, just recently made a $10 billion buyback on their own stock. I think there's lots of potential, lots of long-term potential on Intel. I still think that these are buying prices. When we said we were bullish on it, it was $21.46. Today, it closed out at $21.79. You'd be increased 1.5% on your money, or 1.54% on your money. Now, oil, symbol OIL, which is an extended traded fund that relates to the Goldman Sachs oil futures index, which reflects those profits. It went down today because of the dramatic sell-off in oil. But if you would have been listening to us on February 22nd and entertain the option of buying this particular ETF, extended traded fund, you would have got in on it at about $23.90. All right, $23.90. All right, today it was down 15 cents. All right, it was negative today because there was a major sell-off in the oils futures. But guess what? Guess what it closed out today? $27.23. Man, I mean, it's like making money all day, for Christ's sake. If you would have listened to us, you would have increased 14% on your money. 14% on your money. I mean, February 22nd, how long ago was that? I mean, seriously, like, what, 2 weeks ago? If you would have listened to us 2 weeks ago, you'd have been up 14% on your goddamn money right now. You know that? I mean, good God. I mean, anyway, there's a lot of people out here that are, listening in. They're like, hey, Ghost, we know you're the prognosticator of prognosticators. We want to go on with the show. All right, we'll go ahead and go on with the show. Anyway, let me go ahead and tell you that if you would have invested in all the stocks that we have suggested in some fashion, if you would have invested in them, you would be up almost 4.5% on your money right now. All right, 4.5% on your money, and we've only been, telling people about stocks since late January. Late January, we've been, suggesting stocks. You'd be up 4.5% on your goddamn money right now, and that's even with the fluctuation of all the other stocks. I mean, do you understand? Diversification, diversification, diversification. That's how you make the stock market beat, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of subject matters today, baby. All right, we're going to talk about a whole subject matters today. And one of the things I'm going to talk about is the reason that we had an increase on the Dow Jones Industrials to almost 200% on the plus, 200 points, almost 200 points on the plus side, is because of the economic data. Some of the economic data today was that jobless claims hit a 2.5-year low. That means individuals that went out, individuals that went out right now and filed for unemployment in America went down, and it's gradually gone down as the weeks gone by. You know what I'm talking about? And right now it's at a 2.5-year low. I mean, so there's not that many assholes going out and filing for unemployment. There's not that many ass clowns filing for unemployment, for Christ's sake. That's what's fueling the gains in the equities markets. You know what I'm talking about? That's why we're seeing all these increases, so on and so forth. But anyway, I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you, folks. I want to hear what you're feeling. Are you reaping the rewards of the markets out here? Are you living large? I mean, what's going on with you, for Christ's sake? Here, let me go ahead and take a chug of this damn, I don't even know what to call it, Negra, Weta, or Oriental. I don't know what to call it. Anyway, cheers to everybody out there that's listening. Cheers. And we got somebody saying, hey, what should we buy right now? I just told you what to buy right now. There's a bunch of stocks to buy right now. Are you kidding me? I'm long-term on a bunch of stocks. First of all, I just added Valero, symbol VLO, today early in the morning. Right when the damn opening bell happened, I grabbed some shares at $27. Today it closed out at $28.98. Believe it or not, I would be eyeballing that stock. I'm long-term on this one. This is a very undervalued stock. You look at every other gasoline company in its sector, and it doesn't even compare. The price is way undervalued. There's a lot of reasons for that. I don't want to get into it, but they're starting to get their books back in order. They increase their profits, and this is why it's going up the roof. All right, so that's one. I mean, we've got Intel, GE, Dell Computer. I mean, any of these right now are they're a good feel right now. They're a real good feel. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, let's take some calls here. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. 111, you're on the air.
Hey, Ghost, how's it going?
What's going on, man?
Well, I've been listening to your show, and I've stopped taking my unemployment checks, and I'm starting to become a capitalist, like you've been telling me.
Well, cool, man. I hope that you're capitalizing generously.
I'm going to use some of the checks I've had to start capitalizing, but, I don't want to go get a job or nothing either. I'm doing stuff for myself, Ghost. I'm a hustler,
Well, what do you mean you're a hustler? What are you collecting checks from the government or something?
No, I do stuff that I don't tell the government about my taxes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not encouraging that activity, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, all right. Make a bitch titty.
Yeah, okay. Well, hopefully you are becoming a capitalist, and hopefully they got your rocks off. But seriously, become a capitalist. Go out there, do whatever it is that you want to do. All right? and save your capital. And once you save your capital, go out there and parlay it into other areas. Do you understand what I'm saying, son? Don't sit there and say, hey, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to the bars and I'm going to, blow it on $15 Mai Tais on bimbos that are showing cleavage and ass cheeks through their damn dresses. Don't do it. Go out there, save your capital, make some serious money, and then when you're living in beachfront condos and you're out there living in high-rise condominiums in the middle of badass metropolises, then maybe all you got to do is just say, hey, I got, I don't even want to tell you. You should already know what to do, all right? I shouldn't even have to say. All right, I'm a winner, for Christ's sake. I got the tiger blood, baby. I got the tiger blood. Anyway, let me go ahead and take a swig of this, I don't know what the hell to call this crap. Anyway. That's what I'm saying, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's 727. You're on the air. Area code 727. You there?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just listening to your show. Pretty interesting.
That's cool, man. Are you learning that, hey, man, maybe I should go out and become a capitalist and, learn how to make some capital so I can reap the rewards, live lavish, and do whatever I want, kind of like whatever your perfect scenario is in your head. Don't you want that to happen?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, what's stopping you, man? What's stopping you right now?
Not really. Don't really have much money right now, but.
Oh yeah, why is that? Are you a teenager or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? How old are you?
14.
14? Well, you got a couple of years before you can actually go out and make some capital. But believe it or not, if you got that entrepreneurial spirit in there, if you live in a decent neighborhood, you don't happen to live in the ghetto or trailer park or anything, do you?
No.
Okay, well, if you don't, why don't you go out and get if your pops or moms has some kind of a lawnmower. Mow people's lawns, go door to door, and be humble about it. Remember, you're selling yourself when you're trying to, especially at that age, you're trying to sell yourself. Go out there and say, hey, look, I'm trying to make some extra money for some trip or some this, or tell them what you're trying to buy. Say, I'm trying to, take a trip to here, and I'll mow your lawn. Give me $20. The Mexicans out here, they charge them like $40 or $50. Just undercut them. Because you need it's cash. Don't accept no check or any of that crap. All right, cash money, and go out there and do that. If not, there's a whole bunch of things you can do, man. There's a whole bunch of things. You have like a swap meet or a flea market in your area?
I think there's a flea market nearby.
Yeah, well, why don't you get some of your crap, sell it out there, man? The tables, I believe, out there are like $25, $30 a table for a whole weekend. Sell your crap, take your capital, and start flipping it, man. Start thinking of ideas. If you don't want to do that, put some stuff on Craigslist. Are you a gamer?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a good ass gamer, now they have websites where you can go on and basically challenge other people and put some money on the table and say, hey, I can kick your ass in this game or score higher than this game or whatever, and 5, 10, 15, 20, $30 a pop. I'm not joking. Now they have leagues now where people can go out and actually play video games and see who the best player is. And these are actual leagues. These are actual locations that people are going. I mean, you just have to think. You have to make that brain go on, son, and just say, hey, how can I make money? I know I'm 14, but how can I make some cash right now? I mean, I want to live better than all the other 14-year-olds that are sitting here at the whim of their parents here. I mean, I want to be able to think about how I can make some money. You there? He's gone. He's probably he probably got the hell out of there. It's like, you know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea, for heaven's sake. I'm gonna go out there and make some capital. Well, go out and make some capital, son. It doesn't matter how old you are. It does not matter how old you are. Go out there and make some money, baby. All right? 646-652-4869. 901 area code. You're on the air. Yeah, you stupid idiot. Let's 213. You're on the air.
Yeah, baby, this is your day. I got my my Section 8 voucher today, baby, and I'm making it rain. You hear me? I'm making my money, Ghost. I'm telling you, I'm gonna keep you up.
Hey, you're too far. Hey, bro, you're too far away. You're too far away from wherever your phone is, man. You're coming in all kinds of whack. Oh, jeez. Here's the kid.
What? Section 8, baby. I got my Section 8 voucher.
Oh, jeez. Not you again, you asshole. I should have known, for Christ's sake.
So I'm just saying, Ghost, see, I'm going to go take my Section 8 voucher and sell it, and I'm going to put some money in the stock market, baby.
Let me tell you something, you piece of crap. If you go out and you put any kind of government money into the stock market, you should be pistol whipped, you piece of crap. All right? You should be freaking pistol whipped if you're doing that. You understand that?
Doing what, baby? Making my money. For making my money. Why you get
You're
mad
not making any money. You're not making any money, you piece of crap. You're not making. You see, hold on, let me shut that. Get them off. Let me tell you something, you stupid, useless waste of human life. You're not making any money. Don't you understand that? You're getting money out of my pocket. You're extorting money out of my pocket, for Christ's sake. Don't you understand that? Every time I go out and pay taxes, all right? Every time I go out and pay taxes, I feel like I'm getting raped. I feel like I'm getting raped because idiots like you go out and abuse the system. You go out and abuse the fact that, oh, yeah, baby, I'm poor. You don't understand, baby, my kids, baby. You're not understanding, baby, my kids. You're goddamn right. See, everybody's like, you mad? You mad? You're goddamn right I'm mad. You're goddamn right. Some asshole is raping me for my tax dollars. You're goddamn right I'm mad, you piece of crap. It pisses me off. It pisses every capitalist off that's out there that has to listen to this kind of nonsense. That's why I get sick and tired of assholes who call up and try to brag. They try to mush it in the face of capitalists that, oh, yeah, baby, I'm sitting here, I'm collecting disability, baby, because my legs be hurting, baby. My legs be hurting. It makes me sick to my stomach. You don't understand. The damn acid in my stomach at the pit of my intestines, it makes me sick. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Let me take a swig of this. God, hold on. Let me take a swig of this. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just getting a little upset, folks. I mean, I take offense, all right? I take personal offense when we've got welfare losers calling me up trying to mush it in the face of not only my face, but all the capitalists that listen to my show worldwide. It's a slap in their mouth to hear these goddamn wastes of human flesh. These losers that are out here mooching off of the American government. It makes me sick. You don't even understand it. Let me tell you something, you pieces of crap. If you are somebody that's collecting money from the government, I want you to turn off my show right now. I want you to turn off my show right now, because you want to know something? My show is for winners. My show's for winners. My show's for capitalists. Do you understand what I'm talking about, you pieces of milky licking crap? My show's for capitalists. My show's for winners, all right, you pieces of garbage? I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of fans out here saying, hey, calm down, Ghost, calm down, but I can't. I can't calm down, for Christ's sake. It makes me angry. It makes me angry. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead. Hold on. Let me take another chug of this beer, and let me go ahead and take some more calls here. All right. I'm going to take some deep breaths here. The Poe in America are losers. They're useless pieces of crap. All right, I got the tiger blood going on. I got the tiger blood. That's right, everybody. Tiger blood. Tiger blood. Tiger blood. Tiger blood. You're goddamn right. All right, let me go ahead and take some calls here. Let me get serious. Let me catch my breath. Hold on. I'm going to catch my breath. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just trying to catch my breath here. All right, here we go. 646-692-4869 is the number to call here. Let's take some calls here. 000, you're on the air.
Hey, Ghost.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Why you got to be a capitalist and you don't want to be a hustler, you know? I mean, I take government checks and I'm still making money out there. I don't give a fuck about the government. I don't give a fuck about you paying taxes. I think you're a sucker for paying taxes.
You stupid piece of garbage. You know, you're a waste of life. I mean, how does it feel to be a waste of human life? How does it feel to be a waste of human life, you piece of crap? How does it feel?
Feels good when you give me my motherfucking money, baby.
You piece of garbage. Let me tell you something. You're lucky we're not in the goddamn ballroom. You're lucky we're not in the goddamn ballroom, boy, because I would stomp a mud hole in your ass. And shut up! Shut up! I would stomp a mud hole in your ass, kick it dry, and then take a dirty diarrhea crap right in it, and all your dumb welfare mooching ass can do is look back at me with a brown smile about it, because that's all you're used to. That's all you're used to. You're just used to being some mooching ass waste of human flesh. And I don't even know why you're listening to the True Capitalist Radio Show. You are not a capitalist, you piece of garbage. You are not a capitalist. I mean, don't you have any shame? Don't you have any shame? I mean, answer me. Do you have any shame, you piece of crap? No. Answer me. Answer. Do you have any shame?
None.
You're a waste of human life. You know that? I hope your mother's uterus is removed from her body so that there's no more waste of human life like you floating around in society. You piece of trash. No shame whatsoever. No shame. No freaking shame. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Yeah, I mean, and that's what's sad about America, folks. We have no shame anymore, all right? We have no shame. Everybody's just embracing being some waste of human life, some idiot collecting a check from the government. They have no shame. What's going to happen to these people when there's no more government checks to be collected? I mean, what's going to happen? Seriously. I mean, I've prognosticated, folks, that we were going to have cuts in the government, and it's coming sooner than later. Look at the teachers in Madison, Wisconsin right now, and them protesting, for Christ's sake. They're camping out in the Capitol because they want their stupid collective bargaining and their ability to be able to exploit taxpayers. All right? That's what they're doing, exploit taxpayers, for Christ's sake. And that's what they want. And look, these are supposed to be the educators of society, you know? These are the people that are protesting. They're acting like jag-offs. They're out here, holding the education system hostage because they don't even want collective bargaining. They want their cush-ass jobs. They want annual increases in their pay, even though they're bad teachers, even though they're bad administrators. They want to be able to get pensions with an increase of 8% per year for the rest of their life. They want this crap. But now that the government, all right, now that the government is basically saying we don't have the money to pay you useless pieces of crap, they don't want to accept it. They're like the Greeks. They're like the Greeks right now. They don't want to accept the fact that, hey, we can't pay you stupid teachers. We can't pay you losers. So what's happening? They're out there protesting like a bunch of goddamn heathens. What do you think's going to happen when these so-called Poe in America, the so-called Poe in America, get their goddamn government cheese taken away from them, their welfare taken away from them, their housing voucher taken away from them, their Section 8 taken away from them, everything that they get for free? Just imagine what's going to happen when it gets taken away. These assholes are going to go out in the streets and not act like these teachers, which, they're acting a little civil disobediently. These assholes that are Poe are going to go out and they're going to riot in the streets. All right? And this is why I have no compassion for the fucking Poe in America. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I have no compassion for the Poe in America. As a matter of fact, I spit on the Poe in America. All right, that's what I'm doing right now. Because you want to know why? Because there ain't no Poe in America. You're right. I said it. There ain't no Poe in America, you piece of crap. By the way, you're listening to the second hour of the True Capitalist radio broadcast. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Please retweet the program. If you're listening live, go to your little Twitter account and retweet the program right now. All right, and go out there and spread it around like wildfire. blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the link to send people, for Christ's sake. I'm not joking, folks. This is not a joke. These assholes are going to go out. They're going to riot in the streets like a bunch of morons because, man, it's not fair, baby. You're taking away my government cheese, baby. You're taking away all my welfare, baby. It's not fair, baby. You're not understanding, baby. My kids, baby. My kids. You're not understanding, baby. You piece of garbage. You're goddamn right I'm understanding. You want to know what I'm understanding? I'm understanding that any time you go into any so-called impoverished area in America, you can see fat jelly asses waddling their asses up and down the streets. I mean, I'm serious. They're waddling their fat asses up and down the goddamn street. And these are people accepting all these goddamn government entitlements. These are the people that are getting all the government cheese. These are the people that are getting all our tax dollars, folks. That's why I have no compassion. And if you are a capitalist, I advise you to not show any compassion to these people either. I advise you not to show any of these people any kind of compassion. Because they don't want to help themselves, folks. They don't want to help themselves. They just want to continue mooching. They don't want to become capitalists. They don't want to continue and become productive members of civilization. That's why they should just be, shit out of society, in my personal opinion. Anyway, let's take some more calls here. Anyway, we're 2 minutes into the second hour of True Capitalist Radio. I am your host, the man they call Ghost, folks. Once again, folks, I also want to plug my, not my Twitter, but, my Twitter, too. My Twitter account is Ghost Politics. But I want to, let everybody know that I've got a YouTube channel now, the official True Capitalist Radio program YouTube channel. And, of course, the name to follow on the YouTube channel is Ghost Politics. All right? All one word, no underscores, Ghost Politics. And I'm going to, throw a couple of videos every now and then, let everybody know how I'm living out here in this great capitalist life. I love it. Let me tell you something. I love living it just feels great. It feels great to be a capitalist. And this is why I do this broadcast, because I want every one of you out there, no matter where you are in the world, I want you to be a capitalist. You understand? The more capitalists there are, the better life is going to be for everybody. I mean, you have to understand this. We'll all come into modernity if everybody embraces capitalism, man. Nobody's going to want to be losers for the rest of their life if they could know how much they could reap rewards if they were just becoming capitalist. I love it. Damn, it feels good to be a capitalist, baby. Woo! I got some idiot named Guy Number 1. If it's so great, why am I complaining so much? Well, the reason I'm complaining is because there's a lot of losers on this planet. I mean, let's be honest. For every one winner there is on this planet, there are like millions of losers that follow. And the thing is that these losers that are in this world that are just pathetic wastes of human life, they don't have to be pathetic wastes of human life. All they have to do is make some kind of motivated initiation into learning how to go out and prosper, go out and become capitalists. I mean, you have to learn. We are in the day and age of the internet where you can learn anything you've ever wanted to know just by searching for it, you assholes. You don't have to go to the library anymore and, go have to intermingle with the Poe people out there. Because let's be honest, have you been to a library lately? Have you been to a freaking library? It's become the free video store for the Poe in America. I'm not joking, man. Go to your nearest goddamn library. These asshole Poe people in America, they'll bring in their 8 kids, trailing behind them, and they'll go right to the video section to get free videos on the taxpaying dime via the goddamn library system. Oh my God, it just makes me sick. You know what I mean? It really makes me sick. Ah, Jesus Christ. Anyway, 646-652-4869. I want to move to another subject matter. I want to talk about how the Communist government of China is warning all foreign media not to cover the Jasmine Revolution protests. And, of course, I was one of the first ones covering the Jasmine Revolution protests. I put it on my blog. ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. I put it on my blog, and, there's really nothing that they can do about it. I'm still getting Chinese hits. Chinese people are still listening in. And let me tell you something. To the Chinese people that are listening in out there, I know, all right? I know that there's a lot of authoritarian and totalitarian strife upon you. But you have to remember that at some point you have to break the chains of bondage that this communist government has put upon you. What makes me sick is that to the Chinese people that are listening in, you people are being exploited by the Chinese government. The Chinese government the country of China has the second largest population of billionaires. The second largest population of billionaires in the world. Now, are any of the Chinese people billionaires? No, absolutely not. Who's the billionaires in the Chinese community? The communist government. The communist government is the billionaires out there, and that's what's dangerous not only to the Chinese people, but it's dangerous for communists also. For the centralized government to have their tentacles in every single thing, they're micromanaging these people's poor lives, is a serious threat to capitalists. The merging of capitalism and government is a serious threat to capitalism. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I am calling on the Chinese people. I don't care what the goddamn Chinese government says. I'm calling on the Chinese people. Rise up against this goddamn totalitarian Chinese government. It's a disgrace. Long live Tiananmen Square, 1989. I will never forget that CNN broadcast of those poor people in China getting mowed down by the hundreds of thousands like a bunch of dead dogs because all they were doing was wanting the communist government to not be a bunch of corrupt pieces of communist shit that they are. I spit on the communist government of China. I spit on Hu Jintao, and there's nothing they can do about it. You want to know why? Because we live in America, where we're free. All right? Well, at least for right now. We're free, and we can say whatever we want to. You stupid, dumbass, China bowl-eating piece of garbage. As a matter of fact, every time I make a comment about the Chinese government, we have to bring in a representative of the Chinese government. I know. People are like, oh, come on, Ghost. I thought you were against the Chinese government, Ghost. I mean, how are you going to allow the Chinese government? Hey, look. I mean, we have to do what we have to do, all right? Anyway, we got a representative of the Chinese government that's going to chime in about my perspective on what's going on here in the Jasmine Revolution and how the Communist government of China is warning foreign media, which means they're warning me. And they're warning everybody else who's reporting on the Jasmine Revolution that they shouldn't do it. But you know what? I'm going to continue doing it there, China. All right? How do you like that, baby? Woo! Anyway, let me go ahead and take a chug here. Anyway, let me go ahead and bring on a representative of the Communist government of China, shall we? Mr. Fortune Cookie, are you there, sir? I'm looking for a Mr. Fortune Cookie. Are you there?
You see, you motherfucker. motherfucker out there in America talking garbage against the communist government in China. You people need to understand that we control our people. We control our people and there's nothing you can do about it. You motherfucker. That's right. You motherfuckers sit here, talk a lot of garbage about the communist government in China, but you do nothing for the Chinese people. We got over a billion Chinese people out here that the Chinese government have to take care of, motherfucker. That's right. And what you gonna do, you American and Western motherfucker, when you come in here and there's no more Chinese communist government, motherfucker, what you gonna do? Are you going to feed a billion people? Are you going to feed 1.5 billion people out here in China? No, you're not gonna feed them. That's right. So all you dumbass Western motherfucker that don't understand the communist government of China, you could stick a chopstick with egg roll up your asshole, motherfucker. And Ghost, you sit here talk a lot of garbage against the communist government of China. You better watch your back, motherfucker. We own your government. You sit here talk garbage like you got freedom. You got no freedom. You have no freedom. The communist government of China own your ass, Ghost. You and the American people need to know that. And before I go, I want everybody to know you better not pay any attention to the Jasmine Revolution. You better not pay any attention to the Jasmine Revolution or we stick Ginsu knife. We stick Ginsu knife up your asshole. Motherfucker. And I know all you motherfuckers ask why we do this, why the communist government of China do this to their people. I'll tell you why we do this to our people. We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. I have nothing else to say. I am Mr. Fortune Cookie. Thank you very much. All right, get him off. Get him off. All right, that's about enough of this crap, all right? I mean, but seriously, folks, I mean, you know, you got the Communist government of China sitting here trying to threaten the foreign press that we can't somehow what? We can't highlight the Jasmine Revolution that's happening in China? Absolutely not. Long live Tiananmen Square, long live the Jasmine Revolution, and long live the democratic people, the true democratic people of China. I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Let me take another chug of this beer. I want to hear from you. Don't be chicken. If you're sitting here flapping your fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard talking malarkey against me, I want you to get your fat cottage cheese ass off that chair. I want you to get to the nearest phone, and I want you to give me a call there, you son of a bitch. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. Let's take some calls. 1096. We're going to go ahead and give you a shot. What's going on, 1096?
Hi, Ghost. Why can't you be more like Howard Stern?
Yeah, you want to know why I can't be more like Howard Stern there, you limey bastard? Because Howard Stern sucks. All right? Howard Stern sucks. Howard Stern sucks. And let me tell you something. All right, Howard Stern is some old prostate-infected, over 60-year-old piece of Ovaltine drinking, Golden Girls watching, senior home living piece of crap. And why people sit here and jock this piece of garbage is beyond my comprehension. Do you understand? It's beyond my comprehension why anybody listens to this piece of crap. I mean, it's the same shtick every day. Hey, I'm Howard Stern. I'm going to throw a salami at some porn star's asshole. Hey, look, it's Howard Stern. I got this chick. Shut up. You know as well as I, Howard Stern
is not hitting any of this tail. Even his wife, all right? I'm guarantee you, he's not hitting that wife of his every day. That wife is rationing out, all right? Rationing out the poontang to this disgusting piece of prostate-infected crap so you can shove your Howard Stern right up your clogged-up colon hole, you piece of mouth-breathing garbage. I'm sick of these Howard Stern assholes. I'm sick of them, for Christ's sake. When is this guy going to retire, for God's sake, man? When is he going to retire and say, all right, I'm about 75 years old. It's time for me to get out of here. I suck. Because you do, Howard. Let me tell you, give me 5 minutes alone with Howard Stern, you piece of shit. Give me 5 minutes alone. I would stomp his teeth so far down his throat that he'd be able to chew his own asshole. All right? And then let's see if all these, stupid, dumbass bimbos come out and say, oh, yeah, I still want to... Shut up. I'm sorry, folks. I know I'm getting out of hand here. There's a lot of people in here saying, calm down, Ghost. Calm down. I'm going to calm down right now. Let me take a chug of beer here. The reason that I'm getting upset, folks, is because I'm talking about the Jasmine Revolution that's happening in China and how the damn Chinese government, the Communist government of China, is trying to warn people like me, to not cover the Jasmine Revolution. And I'll be damned. I will be goddamned if I sit here and allow the lives that were lost at Tiananmen Square to be just kind of not even a footnote in the history books. You piece of crap. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a break really quick, folks. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of requests from this one song I played by an independent artist called Computer Magic. All right? And, if you want to download any of their music, it's freely distributed. You can download the whole album. It's on the Common Creative licenses, folks. So let's go ahead and transition. I'm going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. As a matter of fact, you should use this break as an opportunity to go out and go to your social networks. Go to the Twitter and spread blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Spread it around like wildfire. Because if there's enough people in this room, folks, if there is enough people in this room, you're goddamn right, something crazy is going to happen. Anyway, here's Computer Magic with The End of Time. For all you people that think that 2012 is the end, and there's no more, and the end of the world is coming, this is for you, you pieces of paranoid crap.
People walking by us as we pass, my head comes down in my sunglasses, walking around, I'm only roaming, trying to find my way home.
right, well, hold on. Stop. Shut it off. Hold on. I'm seeing a lot of assholes in the chat room talking garbage about, I can't believe Ghost listens to this music. Hey, I'm trying to promote independent artists, asshole. All right? I mean, it's not like I really listen to this music, all right? I mean, do you really think I listen to this music? Listen, this is something that was made, do I still have it? Yeah. This was something that was made with 8-bit sound, all right? 8-bit sound, and do you think I actually listen to this? I mean, this is by, what is this, Norin Rad. It's called Becoming Superluminal. Norin Rad, Becoming Superluminal. Do you actually think that I actually listen to the crap like this? Promote people that are trying to, get themselves out. I understand that there are monopolies in the entertainment industry. You understand? And I think that it sucks that the entertainment industry is having this monopoly on creativity, and I think it's a disgrace. All right? I think it's a disgrace. So all I'm trying to do, since I've got some people listening in, is trying to promote independent artists. Now, there's not that many independent artists that are very good. And if there are any independent artists that are very good, I'd like for you to please email me. All right? Email me up, ghostpolitics@yahoo.com. Ghostpolitics@yahoo.com. All right? If you're an independent artist, hook me up with a link of some of your YouTube crap, whatever, and we'll see what's going on. All right? Anyway, I've got some bimbo named Katie Jones Zero. Private messaging me up, asking me to, call her up on the cool and give her some kind of phone banging session and, put a red ball gag in her mouth and to slap her ass until it's candy apple red. I really don't appreciate that, Katie Jones, you stupid milky licking pieces of nipple clamp loving butt plug up the ass looking crap. All right? I'm a married man, all right? I'm a happily married man. I got a great family, all right? Yeah, look, the people in the chat room are like, are you serious? You'll play us? You're goddamn right I'll play you, man. I'm talking about independent. Hey, people that are independent artists are trying to become capitalists. They're just trying to sell their creativity, you piece of crap. Anyway, let me open up another beer here, for Christ's sake. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, to all the capitalists that are out there, cheers, baby, cheers. Give me capitalism or give me death. Cheers, baby. Whoo, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. Remember, you're listening to the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and by listening to Ghost, yours truly, it's like making freaking money. All right, that's what it is. It's like making freaking money, for Christ's sake. Anyway, I want to hear from you. Call up, folks, 646-652-4869. What do you think about the Chinese government and their response? We just heard a response from the Chinese government, and they're warning to foreign media not to cover the, how can I put it, uprising in China. I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869, area code 201. Are you there?
Yes.
What's going on, man?
Hi, how are you?
Not bad, just chilling, like an insane villain doing some lamer killing for a living.
Well, I'm a fellow capitalist, and I share the same interests and desires as you. But,
cheers.
Cheers. I was just wanted to clarify a few things. That music that we listened to before was not 8-bit. It was at least 16-bit.
That was 16-bit? Are you kidding me? That was 16-bit music there?
Because you can't encode music in 8 bits. 8 bits
Nintendo and the original Sega, encoded at? What
that
was it?
8 bits, 8 kilobytes per second.
What did you just say? That was 8 bits again? What was that? You stupid lamer! Get off my show! Don't try to sit here and school me on technological stuff, you piece of crap. I was out here talking garbage on BBSs in 1987 while you were a twinkle in your father's nutsack. Don't sit here and talk this garbage, you piece of nipple clamp loving, butt plug up the ass looking, wish that you had a clue about technological ideas, piece of crap. You stupid lamer. I'm telling you, stupid lamers. They get the 386SX from the flea market, and they think that, because they read some old docs from like 1997, that they're, somehow, elitist, hacksaws or something. The hell out of here, you milky liquor. Anyway, let's take some more calls here. 111, you're on the air. Here we got this eater bastard. What are you eating today? Why don't you at least tell us what you're eating? You're always eating on the air. What are you eating? Yeah, it sounds like some goddamn potato chips, for Christ's sake. I hope those potato chips that you're eating develop plaques in your goddamn arteries. And the next time that you're, pulling on your goddamn carrot, you're waxing your carrot to some naked picture of Ricky Martin's butt crack, I hope those plaques clog up your artery and your mammy finds you there with your pink willy in your hand with potato chips right next to you, you piece of garbage. All right? Give me a break. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear some response. I want to see if people really care about what's going on to the poor people in China, all right? I mean, I have emotional compassion for Chinese people. The communist government of China, I spit on them. Hu Jintao, go screw yourself, Hu Jintao, all right? You're a bureaucratic piece of nonsense. That's all you are. All right? You're insignificant. All right? You're a part of some system that we don't need to do anything. You understand? Anyway, let's go ahead and take some more callers here. 646-652-4869. We're talking a little bit about China and how they're warning the foreign media not to cover the Jasmine Revolution. But I'm going to continue to cover it. And if Hu Jintao doesn't like it, he can go, I don't know, go watch a Jackie Chan movie or something. I don't know. 646-652-4869. Area code 313. You there?
Can't you be more like Howard Stern?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Howard Stern, you stupid limey bastard. I mean, obviously Howard Stern is just getting to the limeys now, it's just barely crossing the pond, and, these damn English tea drinkers who are still worshiping monarchs, mind you, which makes me sick. Look, I don't have anything against English people or anybody. I really don't. I'm an equal opportunity trash talker. But what really gets me with these limeys, all right, is that they're still worshiping some old, some broad that has probably a clitoris that hangs down between her knees with crustaceans and just a disgusting queen that we're just supposed to just somehow bow down to because why? Why? She's not even the original bloodline, for Christ's sake. She's not even the original bloodline. You know that when Lord Cromwell, just to give you idiot limeys a little bit of a history lesson, when Lord Cromwell took over the throne after the people executed Philip II, all right, they had literally killed off the bloodline from that point on. They killed it off. So what did Lord Cromwell do when he took over power and realized he couldn't, fulfill the obligations of the monarch, and before his rule could be tainted with any kind of bad fervor in history, he was able to find the monarch. And where did he find the monarch? All right? Where did he find it? He found it in the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, and it wasn't even a direct blood lineage. You know what it was? It was some daughter that was given away by, I think, James I or James II. It was some daughter that was given away to the Austrian-Hungarian Empire that, basically they took the lineage from. It was like that daughter's daughter's daughter that they took the lineage and basically brought back the Windsor, which is now known the Windsor royal family. So for you idiots that in England to sit here and continue to BS me and say, oh, you know, we follow the Queen because it's a tradition. You know, that's what we do. We sit here and we follow the Queen because it's a tradition. It's not a tradition, you asshole. All right. It's not a tradition, all right? You know as well as I it wasn't a tradition, all right? So for you idiot limeys to sit here and, you know, try to sit here, love me Lucky Charms and they're magically delicious, shove it up your ass, all right? I refuse to sit, now look, I'll give you some credit, all right? The broad that Prince William, you know, that broad that Kate Middleton, I think her name is, I'll give it, you know, to that asshole, all right? He found himself a decent piece of tail, all right? All right, Kate Middleton, I'd bang her. Great, all right? That's enough. We don't have to have it shoved down our hole that they're going to get married and they're going to have a castle, you know, storybook, a Barbie doll, Rapunzel wedding, and I don't really care. I don't care. As a matter of fact, you English should be ashamed of yourselves. I'm not going to blame all English, because I know that there are English out there that don't like the royal family. As a matter of fact, I don't know what her name is. Look, people are like, her name's Kate Middleton. I don't know what her name is. I don't care. All right? I don't care what her name is. Anyway, the thing I'm talking about is that, I mean, you idiots need to, you know, just stop worshiping the monarch, you know. I saw when y'all started egging, Prince Charles in that disgusting horse-faced old leather bag, Camilla Parker Bowles. And that's another thing. How could you all accept that? How could you limeys accept Camilla Parker Bowles, that old leather bag, you know, coming in with her damn horse face, coming in and replacing Princess Di? I mean, you know, Princess Di, I mean, let's be honest, she was a decent piece of blonde tail, and that's why everybody loved her, and then when she died, that's why everybody loved her. I mean, let's be honest. It's a Sarah Palin thing. How in the hell can this guy sit here and dump some blonde, decent piece of tail that gave him some great kids? How can he dump that for some old leather bag with a horse face? I mean, you know, just imagine oral copulation with Camilla Parker Bowles, and you can't tell me that there's no biting going on. You understand? You can't tell me that there's no teeth action going on, and there's some goddamn rug burn on this guy's private area. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, the bottom line is that I'm not worshiping some queen. All right, I'm not worshiping some queen, especially that doesn't have direct lineage from the actual monarch. I mean, this is a fake monarch that's in power. We shouldn't even be worshiping these people, but these English, they continue to do it, so it's just disgusting, all right? It is just disgusting, all right? 646-652-4869. Let's take some calls here, shall we? Area code 715, you there?
Yeah, it's me.
What's going on, man?
You know, I agree with you with the whole monarchs thing. I think that when the Third Jedi Council went in and cleaned out King Philly out of France, that was probably the best thing that the French had going for them since probably the Norman time.
What are you talking about again? I mean, repeat what you just said.
The overthrowing the Baptiste. You know what I'm talking about. Third Jedi Council.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You see, this is how stupid these kids are. They're like, oh, you know, the French, the Jedi Council, they're intermixing Star Wars with old history, for Christ's sake. You people are idiots. You know, the whole reason why Louis got overthrown in the French Revolution was because he helped America, and that's a fact. Let those goddamn history teachers teach you that, you piece of garbage. All right, let's go to another call here. Area code 425. You're on the air.
Hey, Ghost. How are you doing? This is Mike.
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
Hey, not a lot, man. Kind of got off subject a couple of times, but we were talking about the communist government of China.
Yeah,
the
sure.
Socialist government of China. Now, what a lot of your callers seem to be, they don't take you too seriously when they call you and they prank call you, and, you know, they don't really do a good job of it. No one's really laughing at it. Well, the reason they're not taking it too seriously is you got to understand, like, a lot of these kids sound like they're 13, 14. They have no idea, and we didn't see a whole lot of it, too, but the Cold War, things like that, they really happened. Or the Great Leap Forward. What created that government in China, and just the expense that it had on the people, and now we're embracing it ourselves. And I just think that there's no way they can put something like that in the contrast with. Does that make sense? Like
no, you're absolutely right. No, they can't understand it. They can't understand it because that was a serious issue. I mean, and I've told this story many times, that the only reason that the Chinese government was able to take that great leap forward at the expense of a lot of famine and a lot of people dying of starvation in China during the great leap forward was because the communists, or excuse me, the nationalists, not the communists, the nationalists under the leadership of Chiang Kai-shek allowed capitalists to go in there and build the infrastructure of China. That's basically what happened to all these communist models. All these people that think that communism is a great thing, well, you know, communism isn't a great thing when you got to start from scratch, but it's a good thing when you have the infrastructure of railroads, of manufacturing, of metropolises, everything that the capitalists had already built. It's easy to go ahead and just kind of overtake it and say, oh, yes, I am the dictator of this, and I'm going to do that. That's what people don't understand. These people that are so devout to communists don't understand that communist is a failed model. No matter what point of evolutionary economic progress communist takes over in a given nation state, it's a failure, and it'll always be a failure.
You're right. You're right. Now I got a point for you too. Look at your little chat board here. All the people in the room talking. They're getting really mad. You know why they're getting mad? Because they hate it when you talk about 4chan. They really hate it when you talk about 4chan. That's where they're all meeting. All these European kids, why would they have any interest in American politics? And they don't. And, you know, they're just making fun of you, man. Every time you respond to this and you go off one of your rants, you go off of a really good subject that could have good discussion. So I don't know, like it sucks because I love your show, but these callers, you know, they're so bad. They're just so
I hear
bad.
you,
Like
man.
this guy.
I'm sorry, you know, I'm sorry, but at the same time,
anyone out. So
no, I'm
just saying, man. I mean, you know, there are people that are listening amongst the assholes that are sitting here flapping their fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard. Believe me, I get lots of emails. I get lots of people who are in other parts of the world that want to be capitalists. They don't want to be, you know, socialist waste of human life. They actually want to go out and they want to be prosperous and want to be capitalists, and this is why I continue to do this. Unfortunately, though, I do understand that 4chan is, you know, just one of these, you know, infectious growths on the internet that, you know, unfortunately encompasses a lot of a population of digital culture. But I think, in my personal opinion, if I continue to appeal, I'm not going to obviously, you know, convert everybody. But all you have to do is convert enough people in capitalism. Remember, capitalists don't have to be the majority. We just have to be enough of the people to be able to manipulate the majority. And as long as there's,
I know you're right.
And as long as there's enough of us, that understand how the game works, understand how to make capital, understand how to make a good life, these you know, sheep that are out here thinking that they are anything pertinent to reality itself are going to do nothing but our bidding. And this is why I'm trying to tell everybody out there that is part of the sheep herd, they don't have to be a part of the sheep herd. I mean, all they have to do is be able to work hard, save their capital, and you know, relay that capital into assets and parlay it into more profits. And if these people don't want to do it, well, it's their own free will when they're, you know, in whatever position they are in the future, and us capitalists are in the higher position of authority. Well, they have nobody to blame but themselves. And I guarantee you, sir, that in the future, the capitalists are going to be the ones with the authority. I guarantee you, I bet my life on it.
Oh, you're absolutely right. You know, you're absolutely right. My point was, I hate to see your show get taken over with these creeps, you know, and, you know, it'd be one thing if they could be entertaining, but, you know, it's like you keep saying, man, no lulls.
No lulls is right. I mean, But you understand that this has a lot to do with the teachers in America today. I mean, the teachers are the ones that are robbing these children of cognitive reasoning and critical thinking. And the only thing they can do is, spit back knowledge. Remember, spit back knowledge. And that's the extent of these kids' mental capacities. What these kids need to realize, they need to break beyond that. They're on the internet. They can learn about anything at any given time without some teacher, sitting there, whipping the damn chain on their ass. They can actually learn about anything, any subject matter they want to, and get themselves smarter. That's what's so beautiful about this. But you see, sir, the reason that I don't really get too upset that there's so many losers out here not taking advantage of it is because that means there's going to be more winners like us, man. The more losers there are, the more winners there are like us. And I guarantee you, you are a winner just by the statements you're saying, just by the way you're interpreting the content that's being relayed on this broadcast. You're a winner. Keep going. Don't listen to these assholes. They're going to be in bread lines pretty soon. While you and I are probably sitting in the same damn island on a beach somewhere, sipping on some Mai Tais that some half-naked Caribbean bimbo is delivering to us on a platter. You know what I'm saying?
With any luck, you're absolutely right. And our money
ain't no luck, man.
Just
Just make it happen, baby. Just make it happen. Do whatever it takes to make it happen, man.
Yeah, I'll do that, guys. But I'll continue to do that. I'll continue that. But
do you have a blog or anything? Do you have any blogs or anything you want to plug or a shout out or anything?
No. Well, I guess if I had to plug anyone, I'd say listen to Buckethead. He's the best guitarist there ever was. Just Buckethead, all one word. He's the best ever.
I know Buckethead. Actually, Buckethead's a producer in a lot of these new rock bands that are coming out. These goth / rockish type of bands. I mean, he's a producer now. As a matter of fact, even Marilyn Manson gives him props.
Yeah, and another great guitarist is the old guitarist from Marilyn Manson, John Five. He's just a.
You're talking about hold on, don't tell me his name. Hold on. Ziggy?
No, not him. John Five. That Johnny Five, John Five. He's another. I mean, yeah. If you just saw a picture of him, you never take him seriously. But when you hear him play guitar, it's like, God damn, dude. He just, he owns it. He really does. And it's just a really, really technical player. But he created enough of his own style that because the guitar virtuoso category is so played out as it is. But I mean, he's just so original that. I think you'd really like if you got a chance to check out his albums.
Well, cool, man. And that's what we're talking about, man. Expose music that people aren't exposed to out here, because we should no longer have these monopolies on creativity. The WMGs and the Sony Musics and the Universal right. These people shouldn't have a domination over creativity. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Even if the music does suck from independent artists, it doesn't matter. We gotta just eliminate ourselves from the chains of bondage from these gatekeepers of creativity. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
All right, man. Well, I want to thank you for calling, Mike. Man, you're a cool guy, and thank you for your insight, and we appreciate your call, man.
Yeah, good talking to you guys. Have a good one.
All right, good talking to you, man. You be cool and be a capitalist, and hopefully you're prospering generously. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, folks, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Let's continue taking calls here. 404, you're on the air.
Yeah, baby, I don't care about China because they ain't helping me pay my bills, baby. I got to keep my kids fed, so I ain't got no time to worry about them Chinese. You understand what I'm saying, baby?
Jesus Christ. Stop choking that kid, all right? Stop choking that damn kid. I know you're choking a kid over there.
I ain't choking no kid, baby, but I don't care about no Chinese people, that's sure, because they ain't giving me my Section 8 voucher. You understand what I'm saying?
Section 8 voucher, huh? Yeah, I bet you're mooching every goddamn entitlement there is. Stop choking that kid! Stop
let me
choking
tell you
her!
this, I've been making it rain since the first of the month, baby.
You piece of garbage. Get him off, Victor! Get him off! I don't know how, and I don't know why. You government moochers have the gall to come up and call me up and sit here and rub it in not only my face, but every capitalist's face that's listening in to my broadcast. I mean, don't you know that I have capitalists who listen to me worldwide that don't want to listen to some government moocher that has no significance to their civilization sit here and tout that they're basically mooching off of taxpayer dollars? I mean, don't you understand that? I mean, don't you understand that I've got investors, I've got business people, I've got individuals that are important that listen to my broadcast, that don't want to listen to some stupid asshole choking his kid? They don't want to hear you choking your kid, for Christ's sake, just so that you can get some compassion. Just so you can get some compassion, for Christ's sake. Let me tell you something, you sorry sack of crap. I give you no compassion. Do you understand what I'm saying then, you piece of garbage? I give no compassion to the Poe in America. Do you understand what I'm talking about? And you can sit here and you can choke your kid on the telephone over the airwaves. You can sit here and try to mooch the emotion, be a vampire, emotional vampire on us capitalists, but we're not going to fall for it. You understand that? We're not going to fall for it because we're capitalists. We own this world. We own this world. You idiots need to deal with it. Get with us. You're either going to get down or lay down. You're either going to get down or lay down, you pieces of garbage. And if you're going to sit here and try to be in opposition of us and try to be some goddamn commie and try to be some goddamn mooching-ass piece of garbage, let me tell you something, folks. We're ready. You understand that, you piece of garbage? We're ready. God damn, it makes me sick. Every time I hear some asshole. And I know, look, I'm reading the chat room right now. Look, for all the folks that are listening in, I know there's a lot of people in here saying, hey, Ghost, calm down. Don't give them any attention. Don't give them any attention, Ghost, but I got to. Because these are the same idiots. The same idiots, because I own a business, and I've told this story time and time again. But I'll never forget this story. I own a business, and on the weekends, I go out there and go to all my brick-mortar businesses to see how things are going. And one time, I was there on a weekend, and some bimbo walked into the store with about 7 or 8 kids trailing her fat jelly cottage cheese ass. I mean, just 7 or 8 kids just trailing her fat jelly ass. And she goes and she picks up something from the counter there. And she goes up to the cash register, and I'm right there. And she goes up to the cash register and says, I know this says $10, baby, but I got $4 here, baby. I got $4. You see, here, I'm going to give you $4. You give me this, and everything will be all right. Right, baby? And I was like, look, it's $10. I mean, the price says $10. You have to pay $10. And then she looks at me like I just farted on her Sunday dress or something. She looks back at me and says, no, you don't understand it, baby. My kids, baby. You're not understanding. You see, you're sitting here not understanding my position, baby. My kids, baby. And I'm like, look, it says $10. All right? It says $10 on the price ticket. You need to pay $10. And she looks at me cross-eyed again. She's like, you see, you're not understanding, baby. You understand? My kids. I got to give you $4 because of my kids. You're not understanding, baby. My kids, baby. My kids. And I finally said, look, you're not getting the merchandise for $4, you stupid ghetto-fied bimbo. You're not getting it. And then this bimbo, believe it or not, she was like, well, then fuck you then, man. She starts breaking stuff in my shop, starts throwing stuff around. These kids are trailing her. They got shit diapers. They smell like a dirty, smelly urinal in a carnival somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? And this is the kind of crap that we have to take as business owners, folks. I'm not joking, all right? I'm not joking. I mean, this is the kind of garbage that we have to take as business owners, and it gets me upset sometimes. It gets me angry. It gets me angry. You understand what I'm saying? Because you capitalists that own businesses, you capitalists that are doing things, you understand what I'm talking about.
You know, here we're the ones that are providing economic opportunity for everybody out here in America, and this is the kind of crap we get. You know, this is the kind of garbage we have to deal with on a consistent basis, for Christ's sake. My kids, baby, my kids. Well, you know what? I don't give a crap about your kids. I don't give a crap about the Poe in America. I don't give a crap about anybody who's going to sit here and give me their goddamn problems. I don't care. And I hope you people understand that. You goddamn... God. That makes me sick. I mean, I'm paying taxes here. I'm paying taxes here, for Christ's sake. I mean, I'm paying taxes, for Christ's sake. I'm a capitalist that's being raped. I'm being raped here. Piece of... I mean, you understand? I just wish. I could only wish that people understood what I was talking about out here. I'm a capitalist, baby. I'm a goddamn capitalist. I got my damn office. Look at this office. Look at this goddamn... For Christ's sake. Look at this crap. Look at this crap. I got a goddamn mess in here, for Christ's sake. Piece of crap. Jesus Christ. I got a mess in here, for Christ's sake. Anyway, look, I gotta clean up this mess. I got a mess everywhere, folks. I gotta take a break here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm going a little overboard here. Let me take a drink here, folks. I hope there's nobody in the other offices that are going to call the security and they're going to come up here. You know what I'm talking about? I just don't understand. Oh, my heart. Oh, my chest. You see, this is what I'm saying, folks. I mean, this kind of stuff gets me angry. You know, hearing losers out here trying to talk garbage that they're getting over on me, that they're mooching off of the tax-paying system. It makes me sick, man. I mean, you don't understand. You don't understand how angry this gets me, folks. You don't understand. Because I'm a capitalist, baby. Let me take a drink, for Christ's sake. I'm a capitalist, baby. Oh, my God. I got to take a break, folks. I'm sorry. I got to take a quick break here. I'm going to play a tune by, Jesus Christ. My heart. I can't catch my breath. I can't catch my breath. I'm going to take a break here real quick, folks. I'm going to try to take a couple of deep breaths here. I'm going to try to calm down. I'm going to get I don't know what you call it, a Negra or Weta or whatever the hell you call this crap. I'm going to get that. Shit, hold on a second. Calm down there.
I gotta take a break, folks. I'm sorry, I gotta take a couple of breaks here. I gotta take a break. This next song is by DGGS Leo. It's called April Degree Remix. Hold on. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right here, folks. I'm sorry. Let me just take a quick break. Let me catch my breath. I'll be right back. Here's a D'Angelo G. Alicio April Degree Remix. Independent artist. You could probably find them downloaded, creative license, all that crap. I'll be right back. Jesus Christ.
Down by the sea, I put my whole heart in it. Big white mountain. I pretend it's my knee, covered with a cozy woolen quilt. My hands put in golden mittens, and I wonder, I wonder about the snow. And I wonder about the snow. Have you gone by the sea? Have you gone by the sea? I put my whole heart in it. Swimming without feeling the blue. We've been together, wandering. We've been together. It's been like April weather.
You're listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
All right, we're back, folks. I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to sit here and try to get rid of this this hyperventilation problem that I'm having. Oh, yeah, you wanted to know the song here. The song, it's highly distributed on the Creative Commons license. It's by D.G. Alicio. That's the artist name is D.I.G.I. G. Alicio, which is G-A-L-E-S-S-I-O. This is Etiki Sun featuring Valeska April Degree Remix. And you should be able to find that out there somewhere. Anyway, 646-652-4869. Yeah, it's free. You can download it for free. It's not, going to cost you anything. That's what's the good part about the True Capitalist Radio broadcast at this point. You can download this song for free. All right, no BS. This is a part of the Creative Commons license. Check it out. All that good stuff. Anyway, I'm going to take some calls here. 646-652-4869. We are in the third hour. The third hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we take callers, I wanted to let everybody know that the reason that the market was down today was because there was news out of the Arab OPEC, Arab League, or all the Arab countries that gather around. I think it was OPEC, if I'm not mistaken. They are actually utilizing President Hugo Chavez of Venezuela to reach out to Muammar Gaddafi as an intermediary in an attempt to have him step down or relinquish power or something of that nature. So this is why we need, this is why there was a sell-off on commodities and an increase on equities. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, let me go ahead and take some calls here. 646-652-4869. Gaddafi is still battling his own people. He's calling air raids and killing his own people. He says he's not going out until his last blood, that sort of thing. So I want to hear from you. We talked a little bit about that here right now. I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869. Area code 201. You're on the air.
Yes, hello, Ghost. Pleasure to meet you.
What's going on, man?
Speak to you. Well, nothing really. I mean, I'm a big capitalist myself, and I don't know about you, but I'm absolutely disgusted with what's going on with Obama and his socialist party.
I agree.
It seems as if he's turning, the U.S. into a complete and total European country, and we've seen how free healthcare and other socialist ideals eventually turn into either communism, as in Russia and China, or just flat out like unhappiness. And we're the most successful country in the world right now as a capitalist.
I agree, but at the same time, 201, what I would like to say to that is that even though Obama is, somewhat implementing his socialist agenda, there is ways for a capitalist to capitalize off of these government moves. Excuse me. This is why I have put buys in on some of these stocks that have either been bailed out by tax dollars or that are benefiting from some of the policies implemented by the liberal regime. Now, I understand what you're saying. That this is a socialist type policy-making liberal regime that's in power today. But at the same time, it has not hurt my pocketbook. And as a capitalist, you have to be somewhat politically neutral. The only time capitalists should interfere with politics is when the capitalists are being interfered with by the bureaucrats by limiting their profitability. And the only way they can limit their profitability is through regulation and overtaxation. And as soon as the government starts over-regulation and high taxation, that's when capitalists start running amok. Now, I can agree with you that there has been more regulation in the Obama administration. I mean, if you happen to be in the toy industry, folks, you're probably not manufacturing toys any longer unless you shipped off to China. Because now, folks, no one can manufacture any type of toy for children without going through vigorous federal tests that are mandatory before any toy product is put onto the market for children. Now, how much do all these tests that the federal government is putting on America. What are all these tests? It's going to cost any manufacturer of a toy over $1 million to go through the rigorous tests that the government is asking toy makers to pass. Now, who has the money to, pay for all these rigorous tests that these toy manufacturers now have to go through thanks to Obama's vigorous regulation? Well, I'll tell you, the big-time manufacturers that are the multi-conglomerates right now, the people that are manufacturing toys out of China, the big-time, corporations. So I agree with you in that regard there, 201, that there is regulation being put forth by this liberal regime to prohibit capitalist endeavors. But at the same time, I do have to say that even though there is a small merging of government and private enterprise, there is still time to make some serious capital in this country. There's still time to make some major money. The Bush tax cuts are here for the next 2 years before the federal government starts increasing the taxes on personal income. Obama has even talked about lowering corporate taxes, and I've got a corporation. And if he's going to lower corporate taxes, I'm all for that. So, he is somewhat socialist in some regard, somewhat capitalist in another regard. I could compare him to a poor man's Ronald Reagan, but a little bit more liberal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems as though, with the socialists paying for all these governmental bailouts and everything, they should be putting it towards, if they're going to put forth all these regulations, they should be paying their money on that, rather than allowing these, cutthroat backstabbers at AIG and other big corporations to screw over Americans.
I also agree with that also, but at the same time, you have to understand the complexity of the 2008 financial crisis. Now, I'm going to try to explain it as simply as possible because, it's easy to blame AIG, it's easy to blame these people, that people, but it was a culmination of a lot of things. Now, what happened during the 2008 financial collapse was this, all right? You had financial institutions and banks. Banks are places where individuals that work every day, they go and put their money to save, all right? They save their money in banks. Well, okay, the hardworking people are saving their money in banks. How do banks make money? Banks make money by lending the money that you're saving in the bank to other investors and charge interest on that particular lent money. They charge interest on that. And one of the things that they lend out to lenders is mortgages. And you see, because of the government was in on this with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were two quasi-government private institutions that enabled what happened in 2008 to happen. Now, what is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? These are institutions that were funded by the government, by our tax-paying dollars, while at the same time quasi-intermingling with private enterprise to give people home loans that didn't deserve it, all right? That's what Fannie and Freddie Mac was. Those were tax-paying institutions that enabled losers to get loans for mortgages. I kid you not, all right? And then you had our government touting all over the mainstream media like Barney Frank, who said, if you've got a pulse, you deserve a house, all right? If you got a pulse, you deserve a house. So everybody was believing the hype that if you're born in America, that you just deserve a house, that, it's your God-given right. If you're breathing on this planet, on this part of the planet in America, you deserve a house. And what did our government do? They mingled into the market and allowed so-called Poe in America to get loans via Fannie and Freddie Mac, okay? Now, what happened then on? Okay, so the financial institutions realized that, look, all right, the financial institutions realized, look, these government institutions are going to insist that we give the Poe in America these so-called loans so they can go out and, get these damn houses, right? So the financial institutions were losing money because the government was, interfering with the whole process of mortgages and handing out home mortgages, that sort of thing. So what the financial institutions decided to do was to, kind of reposition the financial instruments that entailed home mortgages. Now, what did that mean? That mean that they gave different financial instruments to high risk the people that were wanting to lend money. These people that were high risk, that had bankruptcies or had bad credit, because the government was insisting that they could get a loan, the financial institutions had to oblige. So what happened was the financial institutions decided, okay, we're going to make financial instruments that will enable, those that are high risk when it comes to credit. We're going to enable them to get a house, but the thing is that there's going to be a fluctuating interest rate. And for those of you folks that don't know what a fluctuating interest rate is, I strongly advise you to go out and look it up. That means that whatever you sign your mortgage for at that point in time, it's not going to be the same in like so many some odd years. That's why you should always read what you sign, okay? So all these people started signing up for these financial instruments like subprime mortgage loans, which meant that you had about 4 years paying at a certain rate, then it was going to reset into a higher interest rate, which will, reset your whole mortgage payment in general. You had teaser rate mortgages, which meant that, people that wanted to buy a home could get a home at a teaser rate like 1% or 0.5% interest. But after about 3 or 4 years, it would reset back to the actual rate of whatever the going rate for mortgages was. You had all these people partaking in these financial instruments, okay? And lo and behold, the financial institutions, the banks, the reason they kept lending these people money is not because they were rigging the whole system. It was because not until 1915, 1920, since 1915 and 1920, the real estate market has never seen a dip. That means if you see a chart of the real estate market from 1920 up until about 2008, it was nothing but a constant rise up to the top. And believe it or not, the banking institutions felt that even if they lent these loans to losers and they foreclosed on their homes, that the bank would get their money back by selling the house that was foreclosed because the real estate market was going through the roof. The real estate market was going through the roof, so they figured, even if some loser reneges on his goddamn mortgage loan, we can take the damn house, sell it on the market, and we can get our money back. Well, what happened? 2008 came around, okay? The economic contraction and the recession came about. That there was, tons of layoffs in 2008. As a matter of fact, you can go out and look back in my archive at blogtalkradio.com/ghost and look back in 2008, 2009. I had prognosticated all this. But the economic contraction happened. Lawyers were laid off, journalists were laid off, blue-collar laborers were laid off, white-collar laborers were laid off. And what happened? They couldn't pay their mortgages. And as a result, the real estate market tanked because there was more people that were basically foreclosed on their homes than there were actually people paying on their homes. Now, why did this affect the financial industry? Well, this even extends farther than just the banks. The caller that called up and said that AIG, how does AIG relate to the banks lending out all these loans to home mortgages to losers and the housing market crashing? How does this relate? Well, the financial institutions decided to have another financial instrument called derivative securities. And for you folks that aren't familiar with derivative securities, it was an actual investment opportunity, or a bet, for a lack of a better term, betting whether or not someone was going to actually pay on that mortgage, the risky mortgages that were deemed high risk. These derivative securities were meant by two parties agreed that one of them was going to bet that this person was going to pay the mortgage, all right, and another person bet whether or not they were going to not pay the mortgage. And the winner of that bet was whatever happened to the mortgage. If somebody didn't pay on their mortgage, well, the person that bet against that mortgage got cash. That was derivative securities. Now, AIG saw that there was a big market for derivative securities. So AIG, which is an insurance company, decided to make it this small little off-wing of insurance to insure these derivative securities. Okay? So what that meant is if you were in part of one of these derivative security exchanges, if you bet against or for a specific mortgage, you can also pay for an insurance from AIG to ensure that, no matter what happens to your derivative security, you're still not going to lose any money. You're not going to lose any money. So, as a result, when 2008 came around and all the economic contraction happened, people got laid off, people got foreclosed, the banks lost money because they couldn't sell the real estate back on the market because the housing market crashed considerably. AIG was on the hook for all these derivative security insurances. I mean, there was just so many, all right? So many goddamn things that happened that's why we needed a goddamn bailout, and that's why these people got all the garbage that they have. And if you want my personal opinion, the reason that this damn thing collapsed was because the government was involved in the whole process. And, now that, the government, all the people in the government want to sit here and say, oh, well, we didn't do anything wrong, Fannie and Freddie Mac, all right? If people were just able to give out loans to those that could afford it, this wouldn't have happened, all right? This would not have happened had capitalists been involved, but it didn't happen. You know what happened? The damn government got involved with the housing market, and that's what collapsed the whole economy. It's the government's fault, man. It's the government's goddamn fault. So anyway, 646-652-4869. That's why AIG got bailed out, because so many derivative security insurance policies were getting cashed in that they couldn't afford it, and it jeopardized everybody's insurance. Anybody who had insurance with AIG, it jeopardized the integrity of their insurance. It jeopardized the integrity of banks. That meant that at 2008, I don't know if you remember, folks, we didn't know if our damn savings accounts were going to still be able to be paid out. In 2008, because of this housing crisis and because our banks gave out way too many goddamn loans to losers and they lost their ass, we didn't even know if our savings accounts were still going to be in there. I don't even know. You can look back in the archive and look at that. That's why you should always diversify your capital. Don't believe the bank. Anyway, it's even a little bit more complicated than that, but I know people are getting bored with it. But don't sit here and say that you know what happened when you don't know what happened, all right? 508, you're on the air.
Hey there.
What's going on?
Oh, not much. I agree with some points that you've got, but I want to raise a couple other points.
Go ahead.
I've worked with Creative Commons in the past, and I find it to actually be a bit anti-capitalist. What are your views on that?
I don't think it's anti-capitalist at all. I think it's convergence of technology enabling artists to spread their creative endeavors out to a global audience and enabling them to be more popular and more viral at a rapid rate while relaying the losses that are incurred from traditional methods of selling music, relaying those into concert performances and merchandising and copywriting music for things like movies and video games. So absolutely not. I don't think it's anti-capitalist at all.
Well, there's another concept of the commons that's in opposition to the capitalist accumulation. In fact, these anti-capitalist commons must be enclosed in order to separate the producers from the means of production and sustenance to sustain.
Well, that's a small faction of communist bastards, man. I mean, are you kidding me? That ain't going to happen. The bottom line is that, when it comes to Creative Commons licenses, artists enable the the crux of their work to be delivered free so that they can get a worldwide audience, so they can get more audience base and be more popular, so that they can in turn either sell merchandise, sell rights to video games and movies if they get popular enough, to be able to go out and live shows. You understand? I mean, what was it? AC/DC last year had the highest grossing tour. And these are old gas windbags, although I like AC/DC. I'm not trying to say I don't, but they're old, man. I mean, they dusted themselves off the attic to go out for a tour, and they made over $300 million on that tour. You know, and then, you know, just imagine if you were a global artist that was loved by, like, 500 million people. I mean, just imagine. There's serious money there. So to sit here and say that the Creative Commons licenses is trying to converge into something more communist, that's a small faction, and it'll never happen, all right? You want to know what happens when you start embracing that communist view of the Creative Commons licenses or open source technology? You want to know what happens? Linus Torvald. That's what happens. Linus freaking Torvald. Now, for all you folks that don't know who Linus Torvald is, he was the guy who created the infamous operating system called Linux. And, at the time when Linux was developed, all right, at the time that Linux was actually developed, open source technology was highly embraced. I mean, it was in the mid-'90s. I mean, open source technology, it seemed like it was the future of the Internet, Well, Linus Torvald took basically Unix-based operating systems, which were very complex, which were very command line code based when it came to operating the actual operating system. Well, Linus Torvald actually took this Unix-based operating system and created something that was a little bit more user-friendly called Linux. And Linux, believe it or not, he gave it out for free. It was a free operating system, and he didn't want anything other than the copyright notice to say, hey, Linus Torvald basically made this Linux operating system. But then you had all these other software manufacturing groups making their own variants of Linux. All right? You had Red Hat, Fat Linux. I mean, there's so many versions of Linux out there, but you have to go out and buy it, right? You have to go out and buy it. Now, why do you have to go out and buy Linux when Linus Torvald gave out the free Linux kernel for free in open source technology? Well, you see, Linus Torvald didn't get dick, all right? Didn't get dick for any of that Linux explosion that's happening. And if you happen to have a Linux operating system, you paid a third party to have that Linux operating system. You did not have the original kernel that was distributed in open source technology by Linus Torvald. Now, what is Linus Torvald doing right now, now that he gave Linux operating system away in 1996? What happened to him? He's shining shoes somewhere, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm talking about? He's washing cars or some crap. All right? That's the culmination of the goddamn open source movement when it comes to this idea of integrating communism with technological revolutions, all right? The bottom line is that, that the open source field does work to a certain extent, but to sit here and just give away every single thing for free, it's like slapping yourself in the face, to be honest with you, all right? So Linus Torvald, I feel bad for the guy. He's not capitalizing off of this Linux operating system. As a matter of fact, he's probably, shining shoes somewhere in the back of some gay club or something. Anyway, thank you for calling. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you. We've been talking about a lot of subject matters here. I've been taking calls. The thing I also want to talk about is that the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, released today that food is at an all-time high. Commodities and food globally is at an all-time high, and it could affect the destabilization throughout the world. That means there could be more and more people going apeshit because of the price of food. It's becoming a serious goddamn problem. And the International Monetary Fund released this to public knowledge to warn everybody, hey, we got to bring down the cost of food to some extent, and at the same time, we got to learn how to curb demand since the global market is emerging at a higher rate than anybody anticipated. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, folks, 646-652-4869. Before I take any more callers, I want to give some shout-outs to people that are out there. I want to say what's up to Akula. Akula, what's going on? Billy D. Williams, what's going on? You know what it's all about, Billy D. Williams. Sereno, what's going on, Sereno? We got Debbie Daly in the house. What's going on, Debbie Daly? Felix in NJ, he's in this place. And Future DNB. What's going on, Future DNB? You're the man, baby. You know what it's all about. All the guests that are in the house. My kids in the house. Moxie in the house. Michael Thomas in the house. Peter Bergeron in the house. Nigerian, he's in there every now and then. He's in the house. The tech guy in the house. Tyrone in the house. Anonymous in the house, baby. Dylan Malnori is in the house. What's going on to everybody that's listening to me live? Goku is in the house, baby. Poop Tickler is even in the house. What's going on with every Slim Snuggie is in the damn house? What's going on, peeps? Anyway, we're going to take some more callers here. We're 3 minutes away from the halfway point of the third hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in with me. Please add to your favorites or to your bookmarks the official True Capitalist Radio Show website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Do you understand what I'm talking about? blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And make sure to spread that link around like wildfire. Make sure to tell everybody. Put it on your damn tweet. Put it on your social network. Put it on your blog. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Throw it around like wildfire is what I'm talking about. And at the same time, folks, we also have an audio widget. A little audio widget, the True Capitalist audio widget you can cut and paste from my website to yours and actually simulcast the broadcast from your website to mine. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Let's go ahead and take some more callers here. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. 404, you're on the air.
Ghost, how's it going, man? It's Billy D.
Hey, what's up, man? Billy D. Williams in the house, man. Hey, did you have a good day in the markets, man?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anyone who was in equities today had a great day in the markets.
Man, up 200 points on the Dow Jones Industrials. NASDAQ looked pretty good at 50 points, and S&P 500 bounced back to some extent.
Yeah, I'm sitting there, and I heard your whole thing at the beginning. I was getting ready to leave from work, but I heard the whole thing about I guess you got to call them wetas now. Or do you
I don't know what it is. Did you see the new model on the wetas now, or whatever you call it? There's a new model on there. It's not the white chick on the Miller High Life can. It's not the black chick that we've had for for Black History Month. Now it's some kind of ethnically ambiguous bimbo. I mean, you look at her. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's still, I guess, decent looking, but you don't know whether she's Oriental. You don't know whether she's, black or Puerto Rican or Cambodian. I don't know what the hell she is, but regardless, I'm going to open up another one and I'm going to have a can of it. So cheers to you, Billy.
Cheers to you, man.
Yeah, what's going on with you today, man?
Well, I was calling because I know you'd said about the obviously when equities and things are starting to turn and. I don't know that, like you said, I still don't think that we're quite out of, the roller coaster yet, but want to get your thought on as far as gold goes. Do you see that thing still rising up? And I know it is going to rise up here for a little while, but, I mean, where do you see this bubble I guess, stopping, or where do you see it popping at?
Well, like I said, I mean, I think I'm long term on gold, because the government's going to continue to spend. I think that there's this destabilization in the world is going to continue to perpetuate, even though we have a lot of optimistic investors in the equities markets. like I said, here in the next couple of weeks, going into mid-spring, into later spring, we're going to start seeing this retraction in the market, especially in the equities, because a lot of these numbers that are coming out, a lot of these numbers are based upon a lot of cutting that the corporations have done within the past several quarters before fiscal year 2011 actually took place. And a lot of the earnings that are coming out are a result of that cutting and the holiday season. Now, I know that we're getting a lot of economic data stating that there were lower numbers on the unemployment or first-time unemployment recipients. There's a lot of economic data that came out today. But remember, basing that economic data on the same quarter that we're getting all these dramatic earnings, and we're getting all these hype in the markets. Now, in my opinion, I think that the next quarter, as these new earnings start coming out for the second and third quarters, is when we're going to start seeing some major retraction. But in my personal opinion, as we continue to see retraction in the equities markets, we're going to continue to see our government spending. Now, I know we were on the brink of possibly having the government shut down tomorrow on Friday. But the government has been able to somehow negotiate in America some kind of 2-week spending extension so that they can continue to, negotiate on what's going to be cut, what's not going to be cut. This cutting that's happening here in the Congress is completely cosmetic, but they're going to incrementally continue to cut because we have to. I mean, there's just no way we can continue to absorb these dramatic amounts of debts. And as we continue to have this, kind of a tango with cutting and spending, it's going to create a lot of uncertainty because as we cut, I guarantee you this is going to happen. The Federal Reserve is going to increase interest rates. And when the Federal Reserve increases interest rates, it's going to be a higher percentage for people that loan money. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that, in my personal opinion, are going to affect the markets in the next couple of quarters and in the next year. But what we have going for us as capitalists is that we have the Bush tax cuts that continue on personal incomes for the next 2 years. So, even though you're taxed and even though there's all kinds of different factors to factor in when capitalizing, I think that inevitably gold is a good investment for the long term because once monetary systems are depleted, because they're going to continue to be depleted. I mean, there's just no way. We're not cutting that much. I mean, all this cutting that we're doing, it's nothing. It's completely cosmetic. I mean, they're not touching the entitlements that we need. They're not touching the government cheese. They're not touching any of that stuff. So, inevitably, government's going to continue to spend, and as a result, by default, the increase in gold is going to happen. Not to mention that we have a bubble. These assholes, I mean, have you checked out the news? Have you checked out CNN or MSNBC or any of these news channels?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, every damn commercial is a damn gold this, invest in gold, buy physical gold, buy gold shares, buy gold ETFs, buy gold stocks in mining companies. I mean, there is a big bubble happening. And I am long-term for at least until the Bush tax cuts are reset. Even then, I'm still a little bullish, but I mean, I can't predict that far in the future, but I'm definitely bullish. I think that we're going to see 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 maximum per ounce of gold because, I mean, everybody loves a good bubble, and the investors like to go where the profits are. And if history shows us anything, it shows us that no matter what, investors are willing to go for the bubble, whether it's the real estate bubble, whether it was the tech bubble, whether it was the silver bubble in the 80s, no matter what it was, they like it. And if you as a capitalist can capitalize on it, I say go for it, man. So I understand your apprehension a little bit about gold because there's a lot of people out here in the business channels. There's a lot of people out here saying that, oh, it's too high. I don't think so. But, I mean, if you are in it for the long term, I think that you're going to generate generous profits. And it's just because of all the destabilization. There's a lot of high-priced commodities, inflation, governments are continuing to print out money, and that's going to increase the price of gold by default, man. So I'm bullish on gold and silver and copper.
Gosh, yeah. I've just been apprehensive, I guess I should say, because just don't have a whole lot of experience in trading in that market. But hey, no better time than to jump in now, I guess.
Well, try the ETFs, try to see if you can find an ETF, or if not, like I said, just accumulate some physical gold, just to make sure that, no bimbos find out about it and they tell, some ethnic minority who's going to bum rush your place and, guns blazing. But if you accumulate physical gold, you can liquidate those gold pieces on the market when these prices hit about $2,000, $3,000, and believe it or not, I mean, it'll even give you the ability to liquidate them under the table, if you understand what I'm talking about. So if you definitely need some liquid cash really quick, I mean, physical gold is where it's at because the market's going to continue to increase. There was a lot of sell-offs today, but the reason we sold off is because, people wanted to liquidate those positions and put them in the equities, man. 200 points on the Dow, you can't beat it, man.
No, not at all. Hey, Ghost, I got one other quick question for you, and
Go for it.
I'm hoping maybe you could enlighten me. And I've been listening to you for the last couple of years, and I haven't heard I don't know if you've ever really addressed it, actually. I'm just trying to find out, where did you get the tag handle or where did you get the name Ghost from? I mean, I'm just trying to figure that out, that's all.
It's just something that just randomly came about, I mean, when I first got introduced to the internet broadcasting arena, I figured I'd go ahead and, just say some name out here, my handle. Ghost is something that is like an apparition. It's something that is seen but can't be seen. So it's kind of along that sort of MO, if you will.
Sweet, man. I like it.
Hey, Billy D, man, I appreciate you calling in every time, man. I hope you're capitalizing. I hope you're making big money. I hope you're taking trips to Vegas, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Got one planned out here pretty soon. So you take it
All
easy,
right,
Ghost. Hope you're capitalizing. I'll talk to you later, man.
Definitely capitalize. Talk to you later, Billy D. And that was a little bit of Billy D. Williams there, who's an avid listener of the True Capitalist radio broadcast. Definitely want to thank him for tuning in. Before we move on any further, I've got to kick some unbelievable fruity ass bastard out of my damn chat room for spamming like a piece of nipple clamp loving, butt plug up the ass looking, nipple clamp loving piece of garbage crap. So excuse me on that. Anyway, let's take some more callers here. 646-652-4869. We got Debbie Daly in the house. What's going on, Debbie Daly?
Nothing. Oh, you caught me by surprise.
Oh, my bad. That's how I roll sometimes.
No. I wanted to ask you something. Okay, you keep saying gold, right?
That's right.
Okay. What I hear all the time is on the television is people wanting to buy your gold, mail us your gold, do all this kind of stuff, sell your gold, right? Is that
absolutely.
Is that because of what you're saying? They're wanting to capitalize off of my gold, or what?
Absolutely. That's exactly what they're doing. As a matter of fact, a lot of those gold buying companies that you're seeing, especially in the local markets, are individuals that are capitalists that are, opening up shop. You've seen these fly-by-night little locations where they'll buy your gold, come bring it to us. The reason is that they're actually trying to get people that are desperate for liquid capital, desperate for money. They know that anybody who's coming up to them with their gold possessions is desperate for money. So they're going to give them a below-market price, even though a lot of these gold people who say that they'll buy your gold are going to buy it for market price. It's a lie. They're going in there because they know that you need liquidation. They know that you need money. And what they're doing is lowballing you, giving you the lowest price possible, and you get the liquid capital, which continues to go down because our government continues to deplete and debase our currency. You give them the gold, they in turn melt it down and put it into gold bars, and you're exactly right, Debbie. They're going out there, they're getting, and they don't care what kind of gold it is. They don't care if it's gold out of your mouth. They'll melt it down, they'll put it into gold bars, and they're waiting for this gold bubble to blow up to about $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and that's when they'll start liquidating these damn gold bars and their gold, their physical gold commodities. They're going to liquidate those. They're going to make some serious money. So yeah, you're absolutely right. That's why you're seeing all this.
So what I'm thinking here is maybe it might be a good little side business, since the business that I'm in would be to to advertise that. I mean,
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I mean, if you have capital, if you have some extended capital that you can actually buy physical gold from individuals, and of course, you know, when you're a physical gold buyer, you're kind of like a quasi pawn shop transaction, where you don't necessarily have to pay these people, you know, going price for it. Remember, they're coming to you, they need liquid from you, so you go out and you say, here, let me go ahead, I'll give you this. You have to know your gold, though, and you have to make sure that you have one of those microscopes and make sure that you're not getting some fool's gold. But it's pretty easy to spot fool's gold from regular gold, and make sure that you know how many carats it is. Because 24 carats is the purest form of gold, and if you can get something like that, you know, try to talk them down as much as you can for that price so that you can recoup generously, and make sure to put those gold reserves in someplace safe so that nobody can have access to them. There's nobody that can come in and, you know, have any kind of nefarious robbery or anything of that nature. And I guarantee you that you're going to generate generous incomes once these gold prices go up to at least 2,000 minimum. I mean, very minimum they're going to 2,000, but I'm going all in and saying they're going up to 3. 4,000 if the Americans just, you know, can't get enough of gold. But you know, 3,000 is the high. I'm saying that it's going an ounce.
Damn. Well, one of the businesses that we do is we're in bail bonding, and we take in bukus of jewelry for collateral, and we've literally got boxes of just gold laying around, and I was thinking about what you were talking about. And I wanted to ask one more question. You talk about coins, okay? What exactly kind of, and I'll hang up while you answer this, what kind of coins are you talking about when you talk about coins? Because we have a lot of coins and stuff too, okay?
No problem. And thank you for calling, Debbie. You don't have to hang up. We'll just put you on mute if that'll make you feel better, or if you're listening through the computer. But what I'm talking about coins is that you have to look at the scarcity of coins, dollars, other types of commodities that you can put your money in, and it's a hedge against inflation. Now, with coins specifically, what you want to look for is whether or not the coin is made of pure silver, because most gold is made, or excuse me, most coins back in the old days were made of pure silver. Now, once you know it's pure silver, you have to know what coin you have, because some of these, there's a market. There's a market, because anytime anybody's collecting anything, whether it's Pez dispensers, coins, dollars, baseball cards, bottle caps, whatever the case might be, whenever there's a community of people collecting anything, there's a market, okay? And what you want to do is be able to know, if you accumulate coins, whether that specific coin has a market of need or want. And once you realize that, you know, hey, I got some coins here that, you know, have some capital, you know, they're this much weight in silver, they're this much weight in gold, you've got some serious capital going on. So, yeah, I mean, coins, old dollars, old baseball cards. I also advise people to, you know, try to buy old pieces of art. If you're going to buy a new piece of art, buy a new piece of art at an art gallery, and make sure that you have all the documentation about what you paid for that piece of art, because if you go to a pawn shop and you need to liquidate that piece of art, you can actually present them that receipt, and it's that you bought it from an actual gallery, and they have to negotiate from that price point. You can also collect wines and champagnes. Believe it or not, I mean, if you have the place to store them, if you have like some kind of champagne wine refrigerator, you can get $100, $200 bottles of wine or champagne today, you know, at your regular shop at your liquor store. And you can actually save them, and in about 5 or 10 years, they will at least quadruple in value, very minimum. Quadruple in value. And it's because of the markets. It's the markets that are created. So that's why I'm saying, folks, I mean, there's a whole bunch of ways to make money. It's so simple. It's so easy. Why not become a capitalist, for Christ's sake? Anyway, I want to thank you, Debbie Daly, for calling in. And we also appreciate your patronage. You know, we know that you listen to us on a consistent basis, and we thank you. But I want to talk a little bit about something. We got 15 minutes left in the broadcast, and I'm going to take a couple of more callers. I want to talk about Brandon Davies, a 19-year-old college basketball player out of BYU. And for you folks that don't know what I'm talking about this situation in BYU where Brandon Davies, which is probably, the best player, is the best player on the team, is leading them into a potential, high tournament ranking spot for the NCAA Final Four tournament. BYU basically said, Brandon Davies, we're going to kick you off the team. Now, why did BYU kick Brandon Davies off the team? Not because he didn't make good grades. Not because, he did anything illegal. No. Why did they kick him off the team? Because he had sex with his girlfriend before they were married. That's right, folks. I'm not kidding. He had sex with his girlfriend before marriage, and because BYU has these players sign some kind of binding contracts that make students willingly agree to obey everything that's in there, all the rules and behavior. You have Brandon Davies basically kicked off. He's the star player for BYU, for Christ's sake. The star player for BYU. He's bringing in money for the goddamn university, but because BYU wants to be like, yeah, baby, we believe in our traditions, baby. We Christian, baby. You understand? We're going to kick you off our team. And I think that's just disgusting. It really is just sick. BYU should be ashamed of itself. I'd like to have a hidden camera into the chancellor of BYU and see if this asshole isn't toe-tapping in bathrooms, and see if this asshole isn't, philandering around behind his wife's back and being as moral as all these assholes claim to be. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, give me a break. Somebody's asking me, what do I feel about Scientology? I think it's a joke, all right? Scientology is a joke. I mean, anybody who's going to accept John Travolta or screw that, not just John Travolta, any idiot who's going to accept Tom Cruise as their Messiah. I like Tom Cruise, don't get me wrong. I think he's a great actor. But do I think that he's the alien Messiah to save the world? I don't think so. Any group that believes that definitely needs to be, hit in the head with an Acme brick a couple of times, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let's go ahead and take some more callers. We got 12 more minutes left in the broadcast, folks. 12 more minutes left in the broadcast. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. Let's take, Goku is in the house. What's going on, Goku?
Hey, what's up, Ghost? What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Just kicking back, drinking I don't know, you call it a Weta or Negra or Puerto Ricana or what? I don't know what's going on. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, same here. Chilling back, drinking some water. Got to get that good stuff.
No, hey, I hear you. You got to drink water. Is right. I mean, as a matter of fact, have you seen my latest video on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, I saw it. It was a good video.
Yeah, man, you see all that goddamn Gatorade that's in the refrigerator there? I mean, you have to have a replenishing liquid that will hydrate your body. Because let me tell you, you cannot drink all day. You can't drink alcohol all day without, your body saying, hey, you prick, I mean, we need some hydration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, wait, no, I didn't see your latest video. I saw your Tuesday night with Ghost. I saw that one. I didn't see your latest one, though.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I mean, go check it out. YouTube.com/user/ghostpolitics. I show off my condo, my beachfront condo that I got going on, man.
I'll check it out as soon as...
I got a beachfront condo. The clip that I show is of a weekend with me and the family. And, I was just showing off all the goddamn, the meats and everything that I do. And, I know there's a lot of assholes, talking garbage in here, but hey, this is just a life. You know what I'm talking about? It's a life that we live as capitalists. You know what I'm talking about? Look at these people in the chat room. They're talking garbage.
Don't worry about them. They're just jealous.
That's just the way it is. I understand, man. Are you kidding me? You have to understand this too there, Goku. I mean, these people are just disgusting wastes of human life. You know what I'm talking about? And this is all they've got. You know, flapping their fat Cheeto stain on the fingers on the keyboard, talking garbage. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
Yeah, I'm glad you kicked that one to the party. He was annoying. Or out of the chat.
You're damn right he was a goddamn annoying. Are you kidding me? I mean, give me a break. And look at these people in here talking garbage. Oh, you fail at life, Ghost. You keep thinking that, man. If that gets you through life, baby, keep thinking that, man. I'm living a great life. As a matter of fact, right after here, guess where I'm going, all right? It's Thursday evening. I'm going right down to West 6th Street. No, you know what? As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go over to Perry's. All right, I'm going to go over to Perry's, have myself a badass steak, and then after that I'm going to West 6th Street, and we're kicking some ass, man. I mean, it's a beautiful capitalist life, man. You know, and I want you to have that. I want you to have that capitalist life, Goku. I want other people that understand that, hey, I don't have to be some useless piece of waste of human life. I mean, I can go out and I can actually make, some capital. I can do some things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do want to be a capitalist, but hopefully these other kids in my school understand that. But it's all about college because the school just dumps that on you. But, you know, I'm just going to get a job, you know, like you said, stack chips, invest in the stock market. Whenever I tell people to invest in the stock market, they're like, are you kidding me? That's not a good way to make money. If you know what you're doing, then it's a good way to make money. But if you're someone who's stupid, then you'll lose all your money, so.
You're damn right, and I'm glad that you're listening in, Goku, and you're realizing, you know, how to gauge an investment. You're understanding these types of things, but at the same time, if you do happen to go to college, make sure that you have it paid for by somebody else. All right, you know what I mean? Oh man, and let me tell you, you will have a capitalist life, Goku. Anyway, plug that blog, man. I'm going to take a couple more callers before we close out the show here.
All right, Goku93.blogspot.com.
All right, Goku, man. We appreciate you calling up. We appreciate you listening, man, and just keep on capitalizing, baby. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'll see you later, Ghost.
All right. Take it easy, Goku. 914, you're on the air.
Hey, Ghost. It's Soy.
Hey, what's going on, Soy? How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Just, making money, of course.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. What's going on?
I had a question. I wanted to know your opinion because, you were talking about the unemployment rate earlier, and I was just wondering what you think about how, is government making the unemployment rate their problem? Like, if, which I'm pretty sure they are at this point, with all the checks that they give and stuff. And, we've seen that not work before because we're giving out all these, in Europe, they have all these social programs, and, we're doing that here, and unemployment rate is still high. And in Europe, they made unemployment the problem. They tried to make more high-paying jobs, and ended up now having, or at least then having a higher unemployment rate than the U.S.
Absolutely. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're exactly right that the unemployment rate is being raised because of our government. Because government shouldn't have anything to do with trying to gather up jobs. But, the government has all our tax dollars, so they have the money to buy jobs. I don't know if you know the statistic that came out about all the jobs that were made during Stimulus Package 2. Each one of those jobs, if I'm not mistaken, cost, over $200,000 a job to create? Yeah. When you compare it to how much we paid for Stimulus Package 2. So you're absolutely right. I mean, when you've got these socialists out here trying to make jobs for people, in turn what it does, it depletes from taxpayers' dollars, which are capitalists like us that have to pay taxes to this government. They deplete those funds and get these people more and more dependent on just sitting on their asses, and as a result, this is why we have a stagnant unemployment rate. As a matter of fact, before this economic recession in 2008, in the School of Economics, full unemployment, which means that you're having a good economy, which is the economic definition of full employment, used to be 4.5%. Now, economists and people out here in America are saying that full employment is going to be now 6.5%. So you're absolutely right. And all I can say, Soy, is just keep on, hooking up that cash and make sure that you're investing it properly,
Yeah, definitely not wasting it.
Well, anyway, I want to thank you, Soy. You want to plug anything? Do you have anything to plug out here? Do you have a website or anything?
No, I'm just calling to ask questions, how I do.
Oh, hey, I appreciate you listening. We always love your call, and, keep on hustling and keep on stacking your chips, man, all right?
Definitely.
Don't waste your money, all right, Soy? Don't waste your money.
Yeah, I know. I know how to do it.
All right, you take it easy, man. You have a good life, all right? Have a capitalist life. All right. Take it easy. Anyway, let's take one more call here. We got a lot of 111s here. Let's have 111. You're on the air. Here's this asshole eating. Go suck an egg. 111. You're on the air.
Ghost, baby buns. I love you, Ghost. Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh,
here we go. This guy again, for Christ's sake. This guy again. Jesus Christ. I'm about to end the show, for Christ's sake, and here we go. We got this guy again. Here, let's take another call here. Another 111. You're on the air. Now, you're taking too long, you milky liquor. Here's Super Rez. Are you there, Super Rez?
Hey, you sing like a girl.
God damn it, you stupid Russian piece of garbage. I mean, what have I told all you commies? What have I told you? All right? This is true capitalist radio, you milky-licking pieces of nipple-clamp-loving, butt-pump-guppy-ass-looking, hot-dog, ass-tickling pieces of idiot crap. Don't you understand? This is true capitalist radio. We don't want to hear the goddamn Soviet national anthem, you piece of garbage. Stop playing it. Stop playing it. It pisses me off, and it pisses every capitalist that's out there listening. It pisses off every goddamn investor that's listening here. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I have important people, asshole. I have important investors and capitalists who will listen to this broadcast, and they don't want to listen to the goddamn Russian national anthem. Damn it! It pisses me off, man. It pisses me off. You goddamn Russian pieces of garbage. Anyway, folks, I'm getting out of here. I gotta go. I'm going down to 6th Street. I'm kicking back. I'm going out to happy hour. I hope that you're kicking it with me tomorrow on Baller Friday. That's right, tomorrow is Baller Friday, so spread it around like wildfire. Tell everybody you know. Tell everybody you know that the True Capitalist Radio broadcast will be on tomorrow on Baller Friday, and it's on Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't catch my breath. I can't catch my breath, for Christ's sake. Anyway, please spread the link around like wildfire. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, that's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And also, follow me on Twitter, you ass clowns. All right? Follow me on Twitter and spread it around like wildfire. Ghost Politics is the name to follow on Twitter. Ghost Politics. Anyway, folks, I am out of here, folks. Make sure to visit the True Capitalist YouTube channel. Ghost Politics is the same name to follow, folks. Anyway, I am out of here. Thank you for listening. Long live the True Capitalist movement. And all you damn losers that are sitting here hating on me, keep hating, baby, because it feels good to be a capitalist.
You've been listening to True Capitalist Radio. The thoughts, views, ideas, comments, and opinions of the host of this show are absolutely his. Catch more live episodes Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30 Central. Or check out archive shows at blogtalkradio.com. True Capitalist Radio.
That's it.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.